I call them the Batman and Joker of like rap when it comes to like this rap battle and like their beef because. But you know, I gotta pick up something where I left off at, bruh. I gotta pick up where we left off. Last time I was here, I was trying to do my Eminem versus Benzino battle recap, and like I said, when I come back, we get into this. We are getting to the shits, B. We are getting to the shits, and the shits that we at right now. We are talking some Benzino Eminem beef real quick. This is gonna be not quick, but it's gonna be like it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. You know what I mean? So like, I said this already. The beef was real. This is one of the most legendary beefs. So actually, before we get into this, you know what I'm saying, because it's gonna be a full blown reaction. So you know what I'm saying. Hopefully, we stick around for this fun ride because there's a fun bonus song in this. I don't think anybody really be like peeping when we talk about Eminem versus Benzino. But I mean, dudes probably like diverse mentality. You know what I mean? Dudes like diverse mentality. Excuse me. Wow, I'm sorry. I just burped right into the mic. That's crazy. But dudes like diverse mentality and shit like that have maybe covered it. I can't remember. You know what I'm saying? But I know. Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. I was sitting back, you know what I mean, just reading the Source magazine, getting into some shit, listening to some mixtapes, and I heard this song called I Don't Wanna. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, this shit, like I like the beat, it sound good. I don't know why I got this song in my ear, but we was listening, you know what I mean? And then, he started talking some wild shit, dissing my man Eminem, and I was like, whoa, what's going on here? And I was like 12 years old at the time, so I wasn't really fully comprehending things, but it made me perk my ears a little bit, you know what I mean? And this beef is synonymous to both their careers. The Source, you know what I mean, along with just Eminem's career propelling and some XXL magazine stuff involved, you know what I mean? Like this was probably the song that kicked off. This was the song that kicked off everything. This song right here was the one that kicked the whole beef off, but Eminem ignored this song, you know what I mean? He ignored this one and waited for the one that we all know of, which is Pull Your Skirt Up and Expose Your True Sex. You know what I'm saying? Let me start from the beginning. You were repping the streets. You from the outskirts of Detroit where the bitches meet. You know what I mean? That's where we all, started listening to shit. But the first song to Who Really Won Was This Beef Really As Bad As It Was? Recap. We got I Don't Wanna from Benzino. And I must say, I think Benzino was Eminem's best nemesis or best person as far as like the disses that came out, the angle that he went with, the effect. Because I think this in real time also affected Eminem low key too. You know what I'm saying? I think this was affecting Eminem because, it was a very weird time in rap where you started having a white rapper dominate a predominantly black, I'd say sport. You know what I'm saying? And it was different. You know what I mean? So with Benzino exposing certain facts or coming at certain angles, it could have really damaged Eminem's career if it would have stuck. I think if it would have stuck, or people would have took it as serious as they did. Or if the Machine, because Benzino was battling the Machine too. You know what I mean? He was battling against the Jimmy Iovine's, the Dr. Dre's, Interscope records. So there was a lot that was behind why a lot of people probably, especially in like the early 2000s, they probably weren't able to like get to what this was. And there was really no internet like that. So there was a lot that was in homie's favor at the time when all this was going on. And I think that's what kind of makes Benzino super upset about Eminem's success in the long term and the grand scheme of things. Now, for me, we talking about just records, I still think Eminem busted his ass, me personally. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I think the world thinks that too, obviously. But, there's some people out there that think that Benzino actually won the battle or had better diss tracks. Now, that's why we're here to reflect. You know what I mean? We're here to reflect and see if this is something that we did. But this is this is the second installment of my Who Really Won live reactions, and we about to just get right with it. You know what I mean? So first song, like I said, is I Don't Wanna. Let's see what we got going on. Let's see if the lyrics is lyricking. We know it's not a word, but let's see if they lyricking right now, dog. Don't forget to like, video, subscribe. We in for a ride. $1 million worth of vibes.
Drop that shit. Two times, and JB. Cartier rock candy, camera, snap it, hit you with the hammer, invade your privacy, you the first one going. Tatted 3 nooses and you already knowing. Red dot, pull it back when your face glowing. Up the Chris, keep the groove click flowing, keep the mood going. Original.
So what's funny is that I ain't even really mad about how Benzino sound too. Like, he's really kind of rapping, like he's flowing on the beat. It's not like we on lyrical miracle time. You know what I'm saying? I know rap was a lot different in the early 2000s, so that's why I'm like, all right, we saying what he's saying. He's talking that fly shit a little bit too, and he's talking some gangster shit. But I say that too because I recently, obviously, if y'all was here, you heard me listening to that Benzino freestyle thing, and I said specifically, I need Benzino to rap like this. And this is what I meant, because I don't know what that YN flow was, but I was like, nah, he don't rap like that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, Benzino don't rap like that. So I'm glad that I'm really listening to this too because of that. So yeah, we right back into it though. First verse is smooth though.
Kids, top-notch players, we do or die kids. What's really good? Let's take it to another level. Let's take it to the streets, take it to your mom's crib. Let's take it to the house where your baby moms live. Don't stop till his dick's in the ground. Circumcise that nigga with the 74 pound.
Oh, so he's already. So what's funny is that, see, like I said, we have to go back and listen to things with a different mind frame. Because when I was younger, dog, I was definitely wasn't sure when the Eminem shit started, but the shit definitely started when he was like, yo, let's take it to another level. Let's take it to the streets. Let's take it to your mom's crib. Let's take it to her house where your baby moms live. It won't stop till his dick's in the ground. Circumcise a nigga with the 74 pounds. So he's already been, and basically if you listen to the other tracks, he was always talking about bringing it to the streets and shit. So he's lining up this verse, getting that M early on this, but you can see how this is light, and Eminem wasn't going to respond to this though. There was a reason why Eminem wasn't going to respond to this, but I kind of like the approach though. Like, it's a little jab. It's like, yo, come outside and play. Because remember, Eminem ain't really battle like nobody in the mainstream yet at this time too. Like, this is Eminem's like first battle in rap too, like for the world to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you followed him or like got into his music and started listening to other things, like, yeah, you had Cannabis, you had other like dudes like Cage, Everlast. He's had other beasts if you really followed Eminem like that. But if you were somebody who didn't follow him like that, and you just knew him from just the CDs and like MTV and all that, Benzino was probably your first introduction to like an Eminem rap beef. And I can actually say that for a fact because there's people I spoke to that know about this more than the other guys that I just mentioned, like the ICPs. Like, there's a whole list of other people Eminem definitely smeared and smashed before he got to Benzino. But Benzino was, at this time, the ultimate one. And we're not saying his skill level or anything like that. It's just as far as who he was, the magazine he represented, the power that he held at the time. I mean, this is a guy that pioneered the fucking Source magazine. You know what I'm saying? And the Source Awards. And he's behind the 5 mic system. So, like, he's a part of what every rapper's dream was, getting in hip-hop, was to get into that magazine. So
That's how we spitting them rounds, bail out, take my lawyer out, have a few rounds, martini, snap out, choice of drink, blueberry sour D's, choice of stink, I put an AC unit in your favorite throwback, who you off, take that, nigga hold that, you on every mixtape, so I know you broke, the kids known in every state, so I go for broke, Zeno keep the heat raised for you scandalous folks, Zeno keep a mean face when I hold these notes, come on, I don't wanna have to make your whole team hurt, and I don't wanna have to put your ass in the dirt. And I don't wanna have to cock, shoot, and kill. But don't get it twisted, motherfucker, cause I will. And I don't wanna have to.
It's funny, upon listening to this hook right now, too, I'm feeling like Benzino was saying, like, yo, we about to shut shit. He must have thought he was bigger than the program. Like, he must have thought the Source magazine and, like, just the power that they had and the movement that they had and shit at the time was bigger than, the label, you know what I'm saying, the program and shit. I can see the angle here, man, because he thought he could monopolize that. But I think there was another magazine that was coming in play, you know what I'm saying? Benzino rhymes like a dude in a hot tub with a Zima at a camper park. Wow. That's crazy.
Your ass for my loot, and I don't wanna have to put your ass in the suit, and I don't wanna have to kill your whole plan. So don't get it twisted, motherfucker, cause I can. Watch yourself, easy now, young scrapper. Don't you forget I'm no ordinary rapper. dangerous, no political ties. The rich and famous hate me, I don't poly with five. Only ride double three, won't sit in the five. V12, make it happen. Catch me if you can. See the gun clapping, I'm the demolition man. Make you flip your car, ride 180 on the 3. Doing figure eights while your lady's calling me. She got a figure eight, she won't stop calling me. Took her on a date.
Talking this shit a little bit though. He's talking this shit a little bit. Was he referring to stand there? That's the part I can't tell. But once again, nobody really seen this coming because this did come out of nowhere. What up, Manders? What's popping?
Now she wanna be with me. It's just the life of a gangster. I love it, live it, breathe it, sleep it, bleed it. Talk weed every day, cause I
appreciate you. Appreciate the big dough from Big Manders. Appreciate you, girl.
I make you burn like my name was Ether. Half you niggas can't shoot straight anyway. You know threat, you on the same block every day. You do the running man when you hear the Glock spray. Got my gun in hand when I have a hard day. The only Eminem I know is made men. By the way, he ain't. So
that's the line I remember is when he said the only Eminem I know is made men. And then he started going into the whole shit. But he was dissing him the whole fucking track.
He never gonna play me. I'll show this bitch
what it really is to be shady.
I don't care how much record you sold. You can't walk through the hood without the men in black. Disrespect your mom's bitch, you deserve a smack. It's not a black and white thing. That shit's in the past. I got some white boys from Boston that'll bust your ass.
So, you know, that whole verse is very interesting. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about this verse. First of all, I kind of liked it. You know what I'm saying? I like the build up into that because you don't really, if you wasn't paying attention like I wasn't back in the day, you ain't going to really know who he's talking about until this part where he's like, the only Eminem I know is made men. By the way, he ain't never going to play me. I show this bitch what it really is to be shady. I don't care how much records you sold. You can't walk through the hood without the men in black. You disrespect your mom's bitch. You deserve a smack. It's not a black and white thing. That shit's in the past. I got some white boys in Boston that'll bust your ass. Now, the Eminem bar is dope because he's referring really to his group Made Men, which, you know, he could have went the corny route where a lot of people would be like, oh, fuck that. And you could have been like Eminem like Candy and shit like that, which I think that's pretty clever knowing about the Made Men. So I do like that. You know what I'm saying? He's like, ain't no real, the only real Eminem is Made Men, which was cool to say in your diss. Whatchamacallit, show this bitch what it really is to be shady. So yeah, you know, this must have been something about stuff behind the scenes that we don't know about yet too, in regards to just like magazine things and just, you know, probably trying to monopolize whatever they had going on. But because the Source was the most powerful magazine at the time and there was things going on between the Shady Aftermath camp and the Source, so he's like, I can do some shady shit, which he's playing off of that, which I think is kind of cool. Like, once again, people try to really act like Benzino had a really whack diss, and especially at this time, because I'm like, yo, Eminem wasn't real super lyrical miracle. He was just super aggressive with the wordplay, and he just said shit that was spitting into the facts. And then this is him too. Like, you know, he's like, fuck your records, because we know he's one of the highest selling recorded artists and shit like that. And then you also have the fact that he's like, you can't walk through the hood without the men in black, which is like, you ain't really a gangster talking all that shit. You need security and shit. And then the whole you disrespect your mom shit. Now, obviously, at this time too, nobody was rapping about killing their moms, smacking their moms, doing all this. So that's a factual bar right there. You know what I mean? And then it gets interesting when he's like, it's not a black and white thing, that's just in the past. I question it personally because sometimes I feel like homie don't like white rappers. You know what I'm saying? Then I feel like he don't like Eminem because he's white. You know what I'm saying? And then that's a whole thing within itself. You know what I mean? So I feel the whole way because he does home in on to the point that, you know, he's not going to steal the culture. And it's like, I don't think Eminem's even trying to do that. So I feel like there's a deeper rooted issue within all of that. And it's funny that he said it's not a black and white thing. But as this diss went on too, it became he made it a black and white thing. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of interesting things that unfolded after he had started with this line at the end of this song. You know what I'm saying? But that's the first part. We about to let it finish out though. It also is crazy too because he was dissing him the whole time and saying shit like, once again, like, I don't think maybe at the time I had to be familiar with D12, but because he was lining it up. But I, you know, once again, I'm 12, 11, 6 years old at the time listening to this shit, so it's so different. And I don't wanna have to cock, shoot, and kill. But don't get it twisted, motherfucker, cause I will. And I don't wanna have to shake your ass for my loot. I'm dead. I don't wanna have to put your ass in the suit. And I don't wanna have to kill your whole plan. But don't get it twisted, motherfucker, cause I can. I don't wanna have to make your whole team hurt. And I don't wanna have to put your ass in the dirt. And I don't wanna have to cock, shoot, and kill. What's going on with you, Rob? I'm good. I'm good. How you doing tonight? Motherfucker, cause I can. The Bury, Dorchester, Mattapan, Hot Park, South End, my old hood. Roxbury, Lower Roxbury, my old hood. Then he went to the New York shit. Alright. So I'm gonna actually, cause we're gonna go through the rankings of the disses and shit like that too. So I'm gonna once again say that was a great I'm gonna say that was definitely a great first shot. You know what I'm saying? That was a dope first shot, you know what I'm saying, to come at the rap god, you know what I mean? I don't mind that one. I'm gonna give that diss a solid 7, you know what I mean? I'm gonna give it a solid 7 because he dissed him, you know what I'm saying? He went at him. He perked his ears a little bit and he got Eminem interested, you know what I'm saying? This made Eminem interested in what's gonna happen, you know what I mean? But like it wasn't enough to draw him out because obviously, Eminem is gonna be like, you gotta come with a little bit more than that. You feel me? You have to come with way more than what you coming with. And that was light, you know what I mean? And usually when you miss with that, the next route that you gotta go with. So, you know what I'm saying? My man drops the next song because, obviously homie didn't respond. And then we know what happens with this song. So I get that song, like I said, a solid 7. That's a solid 7. If I was to go in order, I'd say, we got Benzino up 1-0. You know what I'm saying? At the moment, you know what I'm saying? We got him up 1-0 because he jabbed first and we wait for the response and shit. So you would say it's 1-0 in that part and we wait. But we know the results of it. But we're recapping. So we're just talking about it just as some engagement and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, I know the results, but I got my Boston bias in this shit too. You know what I mean? And I also, what's funny with this battle is that this is what also determined Eminem to be the GOAT for me too. Like, this is what started putting Eminem in the GOAT position for me. Like, this battle right here was the GOAT position battle. You know what I mean? Everything else after that was like, yeah, this is what Eminem do. You didn't see what he did with Benzino, dog? Like, so I'll always say that. You know what I mean? I'll always say that that's the thing. And then what's funny about them beefing, one for like the last 30 years, which is crazy, but that's deeper than rap. And I honestly feel like they'll never squash it, which I don't think they ever should. You know what I mean? I don't know why Benzino keeps trying to flip-flop with it. Just stay on the, I don't fuck with you side and live with it. But I call them the Batman and Joker of like rap when it comes to like this rap battle and like their beef, because their names go together with each other. You know what I'm saying? You sometimes can't mention rap beef or battles without mentioning Eminem and Benzino, and you can't mention Benzino's name now, and this is more so on Benzino's end too, because Eminem has had a very great career, obviously, and he's had a lot of other things outside of Benzino going on. But you can also tie Eminem's name or Eminem's name to Benzino more or less, because it's something that really changed somebody's career for the negative for a little bit. You know what I mean? If you look at what happened with his rap career and the things that he had going on, a lot of things got shut down. Now, was that because of Eminem entirely? No. But did the battle with Eminem play parts in it? Absolutely. You know what I mean? I will absolutely say the battle with Eminem played parts with it, and I think it's more or less because of the behind the scene things, not so much the rap battle, but the rap battle had a huge influence on it. So with that being said, we're getting into the song that most of us know of, which is Pull Your Skirt Up. And let's see if we gonna rank this one, man. We're revisiting it, dog. Let's do it. But it's not giving Benzino the over status. And once again, maybe it could be from other people on the outside looking in, but I also, you know what I mean, because I am from Boston, but I wouldn't say it's giving him over status, because I'm not putting him as like the GOAT. And I'm not saying what else, Sumos? See, there you go. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying anything crazy. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that he has an impact and he has an influence. Oh, you talking about as far as talking about the Batman Joker reference? So he's Batman, he's Penguin is what you trying to say? I'm going to go more Joker, dog. You know why? Because the Joker and Batman stay battling. Like, they stay battling. They could be friends, but they'll never be friends. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole reason why I think that. You know what I'm saying? It's more or less because of the story of Batman and Joker, you know what I'm saying, with just the battles that they had, and it's an endless battle. It'll never end. They'll never be friends. One moment you might think they'll be friends, but they're not. Or one moment you think there's peace and there isn't. Like, it's that fucking type of roller coaster for me, where that's the best thing that I can compare it to in the comic book world. And plus, Eminem's a comic book guy, so why not bring comic book shit into it a little bit? You feel me? But I know Joker's like a goat fucking a goat what you call it? A goat villain. So I see where you'd be like, nah, you can't do that. But nah, that's where I'm gonna stand with it, dog. That's where I'm gonna stand. And Sumos, you never heard of Benzino before the beef, which is crazy because Benzino's been known for a while, dog. Like he's been around for a long time. And like what's funny is I think that's why Benzino gets a lot of disrespect, is because a lot of people just don't really go back in time or really go to know who pioneered what and who contributed to what. So a lot of disrespect comes after that when like somebody's favorite does stuff like they did in a battle. You know what I mean? So that's why I always say, like, I'm always kind of defend the legacy of people, even if I have a objective or biased take on a battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because I clearly think Eminem won the battle. Like, I'm never going to not say that Eminem didn't win the battle to me. Like, nobody can convince me otherwise. Benzino himself can't convince me that he won the battle. You know what I'm saying? But I will say in turn is that because I've watched plenty of rap battles that involved Eminem and plenty of artists, and I've listened to plenty of tracks, I can definitely say without a doubt that Benzino delivered the best tracks out of everybody that's tried to diss him. You know what I'm saying? Because if you want to be real, anybody that's dissed him after, it's really the shit that Benzino said. You know what I mean? It's really stimulates from that. You can apply that to the same way that people be like, well, the only reason why Kendrick can beat Drake and defeat Drake the way that he did is because the Joe Buttons and the Pusha T's and the Commons of the world, you know what I'm saying, laid that blueprint out. And if anybody, you can really say Joe Buttons and then Pusha T. You know what I'm saying? So I give, and people are going to be like, what the fuck out this? But I give Benzino that same credit in regards to when people go ahead and try to diss Eminem, they pull from those same angles that Benzino pulled from. I mean, when you go look at like Nick Cannon, when he finally dissed him, you know what I'm saying? We know it's Nick Cannon and shit, but he pulled the tape angle, you know what I'm saying? He pulled the you're a racist angle and shit like that. Who started those angles? Benzino, you know what I'm saying? So like, in results of that, you know, everybody that's dissed him had pulled from that. Because once again, you gotta remember, people still listen to them tracks, you know what I mean? Because you gotta go listen to it. So I gotta do that. You know what I mean? I gotta say that. But we gonna get into Pull Your Skirt Up. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe. We get into a little bits and pieces of that when we talk about it. We do a little history. Let the pistol boom. Hey, yo, Stan.
What's up, Capone? I created this moment. What the fuck is the matter? Let's go. Let me start from the beginning. You ain't repping the streets. No. You from the outskirts of Detroit, where the bitches meet. I'm gonna pull your skirt up. Expose your true sex, antagonize your label till I get my respect.
So you see how that makes sense now into this track from the last one where I don't wanna, you know what I'm saying? He's like, I don't wanna have to make your whole team hurt. I don't wanna have to put your ass in the dirt. Now he's over here talking about he's gonna expose him, antagonize his label. He wants to get his respect and run into the manager stuff, I believe, because there was phone calls and stuff like that was recorded in between this. I can't tell you when it happened, but they definitely had some phone calls that him and Paul had. Because I remember, you know, I had the Beef DVDs, the fucking P Cutter Street Wars mixtapes and all that. So I was in real time listening to this. So talking about this is coming from memory, not internet stuff. It's coming from real time and living in it and really being infatuated by rap battles and hip hop and shit like this. So what he's rapping about is facts. So a lot of people probably be like, yo, what the fuck's he talking about? But no, like, you know, I'm not saying M ran to his manager, but there was conversations going on with Paul and him because he's actually recorded them and showed and played the tapes and had the tapes out because I've heard them. You know what I'm saying? So on mixtapes.
5 shades darker, motherfucker, you be cannabis. No one would care about your complicated rhyme style. Another backpack rapper out of style. Don't let me have to back slap your moms if you smile. I'm serious. If you ain't gonna respect her, why should I?
Excuse me. So once again, Benzino's delivering, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's delivering as any rapper should when they go to diss somebody on a diss track. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's bringing up stuff that people aren't quite aware of right now with the rant to your manager. Ask him how to handle this. And that's probably getting clearance on. So hearing that is probably trying to get clearance on being like, yo, should I diss this dude? Whatever, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? So then he gets into 5 Shades Darker, motherfucker, you'll be cannabis, which is a cool little getting into the rhyme and shit. You know what I'm saying? Ran how to handle this. 5 Shades, you be cannabis. You know what I'm saying? Which, once again, a lot of people always said that Eminem is cannabis or cannabis is Eminem, whichever way you want to say it. But it's funny, but I don't agree with that line because cannabis raps about completely different things and subject matters. But I guess he's talking about the complicated rhyme style because I guess cannabis was the type that did that. But like at the time, their rhyme styles weren't even the same as far as complicated. Like I think it was just 2 different styles listening to cannabis. I don't think that was an accurate thing. But once again, it's at the time he's the white rapper that's now coming up and kind of surpassing a lot of the GOATs and a lot of the greats and selling all these records and taking hip hop to another lane, which you got to give him credit for that. You can't be mad at him for being white and doing that because once again, it gives more ears and eyes and influences beyond the scope of just the culture and the neighborhood. And I think, isn't that what you want at the end of the day? You know what I'm saying? That's how I always looked at it. You know what I mean? I get his stance on things, but that's how I looked at it every time. So he's here with that right now. And then on top of that, another backpack rap out of style. Don't make me back slap your moms if you smile. And he's saying that because he's like, yo, I'm going to disrespect your moms, as he said from the other track before. So that's how I know I Don't Want It was definitely like the first track that people forget about because he builds into that. And he goes into, if you gonna disrespect it, I'm not gonna respect it, and I'm gonna smack your moms if we do that. And you know, real G's kind of get into that lane of things and shit like that. And he an OG, so that sounds accurate and shit like that. So Benzino coming for him, dog. He came for him. Sorry, coming like, you know what I'm saying, like this is new, but he came for him, bro.
Back slap your moms if you smile. I'm serious. If you ain't gonna respect her, why should I? Chin check your Snoopy, put a circle on that eye. My time's never up, cause real niggas don't die. I'm not Moby, the little puppet on MTV. I bring glasses to your living room so you could see me.
I like that right there too. I'm not Moby, that little, because he was dissing homie on that song. What's the song? You little something, get something bag, blow me and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's too old, let go. Nobody listens to techno. I'm chopping that whole shit up, but he's doing that because remember the whole thing is that how can this guy be such a GOAT and a great rapper when he's dissing pop stars? Even though earlier in this video we said that he dissed a whole bunch of rappers that people just didn't really know about. But if they not mainstream, it don't count. Going back to my point, everybody knew this is to be the first battle of Eminem's mainstream career.
Yeah, you sold a lot of units, but you can't beat me. The state of hip-hop will continue to be fucked up. You playing by a different set of rules, you got me fucked up. Respect the hood, Marshall, or the hood will take you out. You the real wankster, and I don't care who you sign. Disrespect Benzino, that ass is mine.
Yo, he was talking some gangster shit to M though. I ain't gonna lie, man. But he's also standing on the fact that the state of hip hop will be fucked up, which is now an attack on Eminem changing the game up. You saying like he's fucking up what hip hop used to stand for, which it was the streets and you know the culture, and that Benzino still hones on to that point now. But I think hip hop has grown and elevated to such a different stance and point now. It's kind of like, you know, I look at it and compare it to the NBA. Like, you used to have a bunch of hood dudes in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? You used to have dudes from harsh livings, hard times. And the game started to shy away from that. You know what I'm saying? The game changed. It evolved. You know what I'm saying? You had kids that was going to prep school. Like, they got AAU kids. Like, you hear players talk about that shit all the time. So that's how I look at that. You know what I mean? But at the time, it's something different, and people don't like change, and people are uncomfortable with change. So I think Benzino was just feeling the rift, and he was sensing the change. He's seeing a shift. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't feeling the shift, and I can't be mad at him for that at the time. You know what I'm saying? But I think it was rooted to something else, and he was just reflecting that on Eminem, and I think Eminem just happened to be the face of it, in my opinion. And then it just spoiled into something else.
Wankster, and I don't care who you sign. Disrespect Benzino.
What up, Crow? What's going on? We got an Eminem Benzino recap, beef revisit. Not who really won, but was this battle really what it was supposed to be? Was it you know, what it was supposed to be.
What you know about cutting up rocks, ducking D's? What you know about facing a grand jury indictment? As far as I'm concerned, you just industry excitement. I hope them D12 niggas ain't who you fight with. Clash with the Titan, you bound to start a crisis. Meanwhile, back in Boston, I'm a legend. My numbers in the rafters, fuck Bird, I'm representing. He's alright, but he's not real. We spit tight and we got stills. You talk shit and you get killed. From the streets to the studio, nigga, it's all sales.
Even that hook was kind of tough too. I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? He's all right, but he's not real. So he's like kind of, he's not giving them credit, but he's giving them credit. But he ain't really from the streets. And then he's like, we got tones. And then he's like, you talk shit and you get killed. From the streets to the studio, nigga, it's all sealed. That's a bar, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. Like, you talk that shit, you know, from the streets to the studio. Because if you want to be a street gangster, I got you there. If you want to be a studio gangster, I got you there too. Which we all know in reality, later on down the line, that wasn't the case. But once again, you got to give credit where it's due. He's shooting, bro. I know a lot of people on the internet going to be like, nah, shit was trash, it was whack. And I know a lot of channels do it because it fits the narrative. You know what I'm saying? It, like, a lot of things fit the narrative. I'm not a fit the narrative type of nigga. You know what I'm saying? I can't fit the narrative just because I want to get my clicks and views. Like, if I bore you with that, so fuck it. You know what I mean? The real will prevail. But right back to it.
Shit and you get killed. From the streets to the studio, nigga, it's all sales. 2003 Vanilla Ice, how you playing it? If you ask me, you really ain't that nice, you overrated. Hang you from your feet, part 2 in theaters now. Like
Shook did. So listen, I guess that shit must have really been true, bro. Every time, I mean, Vanilla Ice kind of confirmed it, but he didn't. But, you know, everybody knows about the behind the scenes shit. And clearly we trying to make it seem like, well, we trying to say Eminem's about to be the next Vanilla Ice in many ways, more than one. But we about to hang you from your feet over a balcony, extort you from your cash, and make you disappear from rap. Clearly that wasn't the case, but that's the point that he's trying to get at. But, you know what I'm saying? I like that, man.
You gonna feel it now, nigga. You was outside hype before you ever met Dre. I birthed your little career, now you owe your life to Ray. The 5 might give her, the Marshall Maggot Ripper. Better never let me see you with some juice, I'm gonna strip you. And tell your label head stop calling my phone. Jimmy, leave a message saying, please leave him alone. Fuck that.
So I'm gonna say right now, so I know for, like, once again, this battle was thicker than what you thought because he had the recorded phone calls and was putting it out there. And Paul was saying things that made things sound a little different for M, like especially if you from the streets, and he was doing things to extort. You know what I'm saying? He was playing games. He was playing games and shit, and he was doing dirty things himself. He was playing dirty. Benzino was definitely playing dirty, but I don't think it worked out too well. You know what I'm saying? But I think this is why we had to do it, because he put the tapes out. I remember hearing them shits.
And don't forget how this shit all occurred to me. Your whole camp be surrounded by
Remember
security.
Puerto Rico?
What you want? The black or the chrome? How can you ever claim a block when you have no home? How can you? I do it for my niggas in the cells in public housing. You taking too much XM, you need counseling. Get anybody on your roster who can fuck with Ray. Obi Tripe, you a buster, I don't think you wanna play. And 50 holla at your boy, get that loot and ride. But please don't make the mistake and take this nigga's side. I hate to have to turn this battle to an all and out war. But if I have to, I'ma leave his partners on the floor. I think we both know exactly what we here for. You know what's up. I want the streets back, I'm a rookie. Bottom of the ninth, the score's looking crazy. Niggas on my block won't not Slim Shady. He's alright.
He was barring, dog. Like he was going for him, bro. He was going for the juggy. Benzino was definitely going for the juggy, B.
He's on the floor. I that loot and ride. But please don't make the get anybody on your. You ever claim a block when you have no. Yeah, how this shit all occurred to me. I'm gonna strip you. And tell your label head stop calling my phone. Jimmy, leave a message saying, please leave him alone. Fuck that. And don't forget how this shit all occurred to me. Your whole camp be surrounded by security.
It's funny because nobody really knows about Puerto Rico until I think Obi Trice came up on he was rapping on that Welcome to New York City, and he was like, seen a nigga in Puerto Rico and shake my hand talking about Obi, I got you. I got you. Benzino, Benzetta, whatever the fuck else he said. So that's the only thing I know about what happened in Puerto Rico. So it's one of those like, but you and I know what's going on. It's one of those moments, you know what I'm saying? So you know he was, yeah, dog. I'm telling you, man, people be gassing this shit.
To me. Your whole camp be surrounded by security. It's ridiculous.
Which is a fact though, because but you know they was mega stars at the time, but you know they gotta use that to discredit your street cred and shit. You know what I'm saying? Obviously you gotta do that. You know what I mean? And then it's crazy when
you want the black of the chrome. How can you ever claim a block when you have no home? How can I do it for my niggas in the cells in public housing? You taking too much XM, you need counseling.
You know what's crazy about that bar is like, you know, it wasn't because of the X, but he was, you know, he had to go to counseling later on. So it's like Benzino's talking about things that we ain't know at the time yet too, and you got shit just happening and like it plays out in real time. Now once again, M won the battle, but he's talking his shit. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to when you dissing, you talking your shit. And I'ma always say, like, this is the reason why I'ma say he had the best disses against M Dog, because he was talking real shit. We just didn't know certain things at the time, but he's spitting facts. None of this shit's really lies. You know what I'm saying? If like it's not facts saying that these dudes is pussy how he's trying to say it, but it's facts in terms of just if you not fucking with them, you're gonna see how it looks from that side, and you're gonna ride with that part of what Benzino's saying.
Body on your roster who can fuck with Ray. Oh, Detroit, you a buster. I don't think you wanna play. And 50 holler at your boy. Get that loot and ride. But please don't make the mistake and take this nigga's side. I hate to have.
Which is insane how he asked that and thought that was gonna be a real thing. But what's funny is that, you know, we see what's happening now where he's like, oh, I'll fight you, 50. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'll fight you, bro. But what's crazy is that I feel like, I can't remember if this is the studio shit happened before this. And, you know, he gave him the ride to the hospital and shit. So I feel like there was that. And that's why I feel like he said that, though, too. Because, once again, shit behind the scenes that we don't know about, but we hear about certain stories later on. It ties into this a little bit.
To turn this battle to an all-in-out war. But if I have to, I'ma leave his partners on the floor. I think we both know exactly what we here for. You know what's up. I want the streets back, I'm coming to your door. I earn my stripes, I'm a don, you a pussy. Zeno Bonds hit you out the park, you still a rookie. Bottom of the ninth.
But once again, he's not even really talking no fact, because like Eminem was like a couple of years in the game at this time. You know what I'm saying? And like if we talking streets or in the rap, Zeno was around for quite a long time, but obviously his career wasn't even as successful as Eminem's was at that time and the totality of it. But, you know what I'm saying, he still was in the source. He still was the 5 mic giver. Like, he had a certain strangle on the game himself. You know what I'm saying? There was multiple powers going on, but he was one of those people that was holding the iron fist to certain things and politicking 5 mics, who's getting recognition, who's getting put on. So this is why it's significant. This battle was significant in Eminem's career. Win, lose, or draw, however you want to look at it, this battle was so significant in Eminem's career, in hip-hop, everything.
The score's looking crazy.
Oh, sorry, that's my fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't want to. He turned this battle into a war. That's what I would like to say here too. Like this part where I have to turn this battle into an all-out war, which he turned it into a war because it's still going on. It ain't a good war for him, obviously, but he's always sticking on to the whole I want hip hop to stay streets, which for me, I'm like, damn, you don't want hip hop to grow. That's how I always looked at that. It was like, you don't want hip hop to grow beyond the streets, because Eminem obviously wasn't a street rapper or talking about the streets, but he was talking about his reality, his streets, his upbringing, his things that he struggled with. Like, he's doing everything that black rappers did and do at that time. Is just from a white perspective. It's how I always looked at it, and I think that's what made him so interesting. And then I could have cared less if white kids from the burbs was rocking with him more and gravitating towards him more. Like, grow hip-hop and make people respect hip-hop. If it took a white guy for it to do it, which I don't believe that is the case, because that's how he tries to spin it, but if it took for that to grow on a global scale, so be it, bro. Like, you can't be mad at the man who is helping the game. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do what a lot of rappers that are not from the culture do, bro. Like, he stuck to the core. That's why I never really understood the whole issue with him and shit like that. But, you know, I guess he wanted to keep it street, bro.
Niggas on my block will not Slim Shady. He's alright, but he's not real. We spit tight and
what up, good vibes? Appreciate you, dog.
Talk shit and you get killed from the streets to the studio, nigga. It's all sales. Destroy. He's alright, but he's not real.
Yo, big facts, E. I'm glad he lived, bro. Listen, when he took the hiatus, I was hurt because I was like, yo, my favorite rapper can't go like that. He can't. It just can't happen like that.
And that's how the motherfucking story go. Crush, kill, destroy.
Crush, kill, destroy. Crush, kill, destroy.
Yo, I really love this rap battle shit, dog. Like, that's why I listen. I'm always a big fan of like you can like both artists, no matter what the situation is, because at the end of the day, they don't really pay your bills and they're not your best friends. Now, you know, Eminem, I'm always cape and ride for Eminem every time, but you know, I always got to give things a fair shake as well too. You know what I mean? And in this regard, Benzino delivered on the 2 tracks. You know what I'm saying? He delivered on the 2 tracks. You know what I mean? He brought the smoke. You know what I mean? He brought the necessary smoke. And this is a song that brought Eminem outside. So clearly, and you hear why. You know what I'm saying? You hear why Eminem came outside for this. And he's like, yo, fuck that. And like, what's crazy is that he didn't even bring up Haley yet, which is even more fascinating in hindsight here in this battle too, is that he dissed him, did what he did. He came at his mom's, which is like, whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, it's my mom's, my nigga, I don't fuck with her at the time, so that was whatever. But like, he brought him out without even bringing Haley up from what I hear and remember, you know what I'm saying? But like, I know he did at some other point, but he dropped that diss, dog, and I'm gonna say that diss is an 8. That diss was better than the first one. I'm gonna say that diss was an 8. Benzino did all the things you needed to do to diss an artist the proper way. Like, that's battle rapping, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm always respect Benzino for too, is that, you know, people can clown him for being a whack rapper, quote unquote, or a rapper that they don't like and doesn't drop good music, but I like I See Booty. I like fucking Flow the Party, Rock the Body. I like fucking Look Into My Eyes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like those songs. I like a couple of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like these songs from Benzino, even though he's dissing my favorite rapper. But I like fucking battle rap, and I like this record. So like, that's not to take away from anything. I still like this shit. You know what I mean? So I give it a fucking 8 at the end of the day. And that's not even Boston bias. That's just like literally the song's an 8 because he actually did a good job dissing somebody. And that's when you have to do it. Like, you know, other people might think it's worse than that, but I think it's pretty good. I don't know what people would critique it off of, you know, if this lyrical miracle stuff, but, you know, we're in 2025 where it's about lyrical miracles. There, back then you didn't have to do that. And as you see, we're gonna get into we're gonna get into nail in the coffin and stuff like that in a minute, and you're gonna see the difference between Eminem's cadence and flows then and how he battled then versus how you hear him now. Let's see. I'm trying to think, do I play this part in that order? Yeah, so we're gonna get into the phone calls to tie this a little bit in together. We're gonna do the phone conversations. It says post nail in the coffin, but I want to say it's this one because I remember this one here, and then I'll play that one after because it says post a nail in the coffin for a reason, I guess. But I remember it this way. So here's the phone conversation that I referenced to during the battle.
It's a lot easier to be friends with this guy. It's a lot more political, but I'm speaking on the whole behalf of the streets and hip-hop and how sales are declining for everybody else. And, you know, the bottom line is what it is, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Eminem doesn't know about me. He doesn't know nothing personally about the kid. So it's like, you know, when he's coming at me, he sounds like he's really pissed off. Like, my shit, I said, even in my interviews, you know, it was made clear that it was going at the machine. It really wasn't personal because I said I didn't know it. But, you know, he's running around with 50 now, so he feels that his balls are getting big. So if he feels that his balls are getting big and if he got his do-rag on, his scully tip to the side, then, man, then he has to.
Yo, people hated when Eminem started wearing the t-shirts around his head and the do-rags and shit like that. I forgot about those times, too. And what's the do-rag for? You never gonna have waves. You never gonna feel black pain. But you gonna become the first white rapper slang. Just get your money, man.
Everything that comes with it, man. My thing is, man, it's like life is pain, man. Like Josh said it better. Love is pain, but even more than love is pain, life is pain. And he don't know the pain that I done been through. He don't know the type of pain that motherfucking my people been through. It's not a black and white thing, Paul, because bottom line is, man, you know, like I grew up in Boston. You know, when you're exposed to racism, you know, when you come from an intelligent type of background and you're intelligent yourself, you don't succumb to it. So it ain't black and white. It never was. My fucking brother is a Jewish kid. He's like my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like I would jump in front of bullets for him.
So yeah, that's that phone call. What's funny is that here's the magazine here too. If we looking at it, so if we go by our memory here, so this must be, yeah, it's definitely still part of the post fucking nail in the coffin. So I guess that shit leaked out after. But once again, I'm going back from where I remember the interview and shit too. But Die Another Day, which is another song. So it was like 3 rounds, I guess it is too. 3 rounds, because it's bringing me back in nostalgic points right now too. So hosted by Paul. I mean, yeah, so yeah, he was out here doing the smear campaign. I remember this cover specifically. I don't remember the interview with his moms though. I don't remember that. Oh, he's just probably saying, "Oh, this is just trolling." That's just trolling shit now. Cause I'm like, nah, I don't remember that part. But yeah, that's that part there, dog. Now we get to the fun parts. You know what I'm saying? This is the parts that everybody. This is the parts that Eminem fans are gonna love. Eminem fans are gonna love this part. And I like this part too. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that like I'm not an Eminem fan, but like, you know, we talking about battle purposes right now. I'm in the battle phase of things, so I'm keeping it neutral. So the next song we're getting into the interview where Eminem addresses Benzino, which is a key part in this as well too, which I missed this part too, dog. Like, I love this part. So we gonna hear this part, dog. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe. If you in the chat lurking and smirking, here you go.
You know, $7 billion first weekend at the box office on 8 Mile. Can we have it one time, please? Eminem is on the telephone.
Angie. What's up?
So the best part about this part here too is, like, once again, I remember listening to this shit on P Cutter, Street Wars, and everything else. And this is back when Eminem wasn't even doing the interviews like that. Or sorry, when Eminem actually used to do interviews and pop up on radio stations and shit like that. And then this is before it was just only Shade 405 and Sway. You know what I mean? This is why this interview is pretty dope too. It's Hot 97 with Angie Martinez. You know what I'm saying? So that's fire. And once again, Eminem addresses Benzino. That's where we stand with that. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe. Tap in, kick your feet up, pack a lunch, because we're doing a battle recap.
Why distress in your voice?
Why distress?
Yeah.
No distress.
You know what I have to say to you before we talk about anything is congratulations, man, because...
Thank you, and to you too.
Thank you, man.
They're banging.
Oh, my fault. Let me address the chat real quick. My bad. Why is Benzino all like 7 dwarfs? Yo, y'all love going off on Zeno, man. That's crazy. The Zeno jokes be crazy on the net. Nail in the Coffin is the song that made me be like, that's the GOAT. I ain't gonna lie. Nail in the Coffin made me say that that's the GOAT. You just don't believe Massholes rape Benzino. Sounds like cat to me. Hey. Check with other people in Boston. I mean, it's real 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Because once again, like I said, there's other things that are inflicted onto Benzino's reputation and everything else. And, like, you know, people tried to blow up his car at one point. Like, there's mad things that Benzino did go through and things that did happen early in the day that a lot of people that just, you know, if you ain't in the know, you just ain't gonna know. If you ain't going back in the time and digging in, you just gonna forget. But that's why we here too. We here to fill in the gaps a little bit here and there. But first Benzino song you ever heard? See, but I feel like, you know, Benzino wasn't like, I know Benzino a rapper, but Benzino has like a flow where he's just talking to you. He's talking to you and talking shit to you. And remember, he's dissing though too. So if you dissing, you got a whole different approach versus like whatever the other flow is. Yeah, we knew Em was a drug addict. We gladly lived for sure. But we're going to get into this interview and see what Em got to say about Benzino throwing 2 disses at him.
The single out here, they're banging.
I was in Detroit 2 days ago. I like it there.
Yeah. I told him to.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
I told him to.
I actually used the Lose Yourself instrumental to come out to. I figured, I was in your town, it would work. It was big for me.
Well, right, being that we're married and all, I figured that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, thank you.
Right.
No, man, but the 8 Mile thing just, received so well and just, an incredible job, man. So congratulations on
Thank
all
you.
that.
It's a beautiful thing.
So how you feeling, man? What's you sound so
I'm
mellow?
good. Success is good.
I'm not
Everything
used to this side of you.
You're not used to this side?
No. You sound very grown up.
I'm growing up a little bit. I'm trying.
All right, talk to me, man. What the hell is going on?
All right, first of all, I want to make a little comment. I just want to comment on this whole thing that's going on. This little whatever it is.
Feud?
Yeah, this little feud.
I saw it on MTV yesterday. It's official now.
It's crazy. It's the first time he's ever been on TV. I want to congratulate him. It's the first time he's ever been on MTV.
Damn. He's clowning Benzino early, talking his shit early.
And he did 106 in Park, so I want to congratulate him on that too.
So he's getting pop off.
I'm definitely bringing a lot of success to this man. But you know what? Like, honestly, like this dude, I buried him already. He's speaking from the grave, Angie. This dude is speaking from the grave. So
would you be referring to the song on the Green Lantern mixtape?
I'd be referring to the new one that he has. The newest one, the one with the fake victory beat.
Oh, the
I
one
think song that I lost.
Right, but you...
So what's funny is that he's addressing this. So I got it backwards a little bit with this phone call, but Zeno went 3 tracks. Well, all right. So he just ignored the fuck. He ignored the fuck out of I Don't Wanna. M just ignored the fuck out of I Don't Wanna. Then he ignored that because I remember him going. He dropped 2 songs. So he's talking about. And so that Source magazine cover is even more sick then because. He has round 3 because that song that he's talking about with the fake victory beat is that. It is the what the fuck? The song that we just seen, dog. I'm forgetting the name on top of my head, but it is that song. So that's funny. Okay. So oh wow, M's disrespectful. M literally just said, yo, fuck that other song. I'm just gonna listen to these 2.
Then came on I don't know, the joint I heard from you was on the Green Lantern mixtape.
Yeah, see, I'm gonna tell you the story. What happened?
Okay.
So he already dropped Nail in the Coffin then too, because he was like, oh, he's dead. Or nah, dog. He had to drop that shit after. Shit, I don't remember now.
He dissed me on the record.
But we talking about the diss.
Didn't respond.
Right.
I didn't respond.
Right.
Then he dissed me again. He went back in the studio again. I think he was mad that I didn't respond.
He felt
It's not that it didn't hit my radar,
right.
because this dude owns half of the Source magazine. That's why it hit my radar.
All right, so he is referring to I Don't Wanna. He has to be referring to I Don't Wanna because he's like, I'm just not gonna respond to that. So then he got mad because he definitely did because he did that and then pull your skirt up. So all right, so he just disregarded it. Like I said, all right, we're on point.
He dissed me again. He went back in the studio again. I think he was mad that I didn't respond.
He felt
It's not that it didn't hit my radar,
right.
because this dude owns half of the Source magazine. That's why it hit my radar.
Right.
But my manager, once again, Paul Rosenberg, as we know him, tried to talk me out of it. Don't respond, it's not worth it. The second time he did it, I said, you know what? I'm going to let him have it. So I gave it to him. 2 songs. 2 songs to his 2 songs.
Right.
Now this next time, I already buried him. I put the nail in his coffin, I kicked the dirt on his grave. Now the dude, this is how he's speaking.
Yo, this dude's always really been a comedian, dog. Like, yo, M really always been a comedian for real. Like, how do you go there? How do you go there? And he's high as a kite too. That's what you should know is funny about it. He's high as a kite, bro.
Somebody please let me out. He's done. And all the stuff that, all this gangster shit that he wants to talk and Mr. Tough Guy and this and that, let me tell you something. This dude talks about killing my daughter on the record. He does not want to take it there. He does not want to take it there.
So yeah, he's talking about the Victory Lap song. Which, all right, so this is after he must have dropped Nail in the Coffin then too. And The Sauce. So he dropped those 2 songs. And then did the interview. Well, we're sorry. We got shit fucked up and backwards, but we're revisiting and recapping off of just, pure vibes and reactions. And like I said, this is just reactions. So we got the disses in order, but we just ain't got the interview in order.
If he really wanted to take it there and take it on a street level, like he's saying and screaming and jumping up and down in his records, he would not have went back in the studio. Because the mic can't fight you back, dog. The mic cannot fight you back.
Okay.
He would not have went back in the studio.
All right, can I just take it back to the beginning? Where the first song where he came at you the jump off to this whole
It's
thing?
not a song.
A freestyle.
It's not even a. I hope to God he was freestyling, because if he wrote that, I really feel bad.
All right, I'm talking of Exhibit A, the first thing from Benzino. Did you? I mean,
I love how he's just not even addressing the song, though. It's just crazy. He's got to be talking about Out of Order, because at this point, then he just ignored that. Definitely ignored that. Got pull your skirt up, and then he mentioned killing this girl on the track. Okay, all right, that's the order of it.
Something happened to spark that between you and him? Did anything happen? I mean,
Angie, I swear on my daughter's life, I never met this dude. I never met this man, this girl in my life. I never met this woman. She is obsessed with me. I cannot understand it. You know what it is? I think Angie, a lot of times, being that I've been out for the last 4 years or whatever, I think people are starting to forget a little bit that I came from the bottom. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And I took those cards. I remember the con artist from D12 told me some deep shit the other day. He said, "Remember when we was flipping burgers at Gilbert's and you was mad? You was always punching walls and breaking mirrors and saying, I can't get a deal because I'm white. I can't get a deal. I'm white. It's because I'm white. It's because I'm white." And then I took them cards that I was dealt in life and I flipped them. I flipped the cards, and now I'm selling so many records because I'm white.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
And see, that's what be crazy about the whole like record sales and like it's cause he's white. It's like, dog, he couldn't even get his foot in the door because he was white. Then when he finally got his chance, we mad that he took advantage of it, and we mad that people gravitated towards what it is. So that's why I'm glad that we're watching this part of it, and he said that, because it's like, yo, he can't control none of the shit that it is. He was already not even getting ahead because he was white. He just happened to get lucky and got hooked up with the dopest producer at the time, if not ever, and Dre. And you know what's funny? And I know Fat Joe and all of them we call him Cap Joe, but do you think, because I believe this, I don't think I don't think Fat Joe be lying about that, and I think we've confirmed this, or we've heard this confirmed before, but do you think that Eminem's career would be just as successful if he would have gotten signed by Fat Joe? If Fat Joe would have put him on Terror Squad, do you think his career would have been as a success versus if he signed with Dre? I actually posed that question to folks out there in the chat, and I posed that to whoever is lurking and smirking in this video. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe as well too. But I asked that again. Would Eminem's career be as successful if Fat Joe signed him first versus Dr. Dre? Me personally, I don't think so, because I think you need to have all of those things work together. You know what I'm saying? I think Fat Joe's been on record saying probably not, but I feel like, and that you can't help the cards you were dealt, but the cards that he got was Dre. He got with Interscope. He was behind with Jimmy Iovine. Like, he had a good backing, and I like that, because even when M has explored outside of Dre, I feel like when it came to like the Rick Rubin era, and who was the one that was in Recovery? I liked Recovery, but there was just eras and pockets where you're like, you wanted to get back with Dre because you're just not used to hearing him with Dre, but he still rhymed great, songs was good. But for me, I'm a person where it's hard for me to adapt to change. So when I'm used to 5 albums of you with Dre, and then you come back too, and you still was with Dre in like Relapse era, but then you switched up. I was like, this is hard. So I asked that as in all seriousness, like, would M have been just as successful if he would have signed with Terror Squad and Fat Joe versus Dr. Dre? I think that's the real conversation. Like, I wonder if M thinks that too. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if M feels that way. I feel like he might have said that in another interview at some point as well too. But I'm not gonna put those words in his mouth. But that's a very good question to ask out there for the world. Right back to this interview though.
Flip the cards I was dealt. So this dude is a fat 40-year-old shriveled up, wrinkled coon with a big puffy clown hair.
And he just uses that in a rhyme too. Sits back with his little puffy clown hair, come out, let his white side on, wrestle his black side and shit. Like, damn, M really didn't like Benzino after this. And I feel like, honestly, too, M was probably hurt because he knew Benzino was at the Source magazine. So he's just like, dog, like, all I did was respect hip-hop, and now you doing this to me, and you're not giving me the mics? Eminem definitely was like, fuck that. And then he just took it to another level, Benzino, so it just led to another thing.
Shriveled up, wrinkled coon with a big puffy clown hair. So take them cards that you're dealt with and say that in your rap. Flip them cards.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Take them cards that you're dealt. Stop being mad at me. Stop concentrating on my life so much and get one of your own.
Hot97.com, the hottest hip hop spot on the web.
Is it fair to say that you, not just from Benzino, but just in general, like you're just tired of hearing people beef about that?
I'm sick of the excuses. Everybody's making excuses, like, and people must not listen to my songs, like in White America, like I clown about it.
I'm glad he said that too, because I'd be bringing up the same points. I actually had this argument with somebody on Threads. It's funny that I'm bringing up Threads, but my man called me a snow ape and something else that I've never been called before in my life. I don't know if he thought I was white or I don't know. He just called me names that seemed like those are names for white people, and I was very confused because I was just like, why is this guy giving me insults like I'm a white guy? Like it was fucking crazy. But to point, it's like Eminem is aware that he's white, you know what I'm saying, and that his records sell because he's white. And in White America, he literally says that. So that's why when people be kind of going at M and making it seem like M is great because of X, Y, and Z, and he doesn't make songs of substance, he doesn't bring up anything that he goes through, and he says himself, you guys just don't listen to the records, you guys just go off of hearsay, you know what I'm saying? That's anybody who's just not an Eminem fan, you know what I'm saying? So it's like anybody who's not really an Eminem fan and they only hate him because they see that he's white and sells records, so they think that it's only because he's white, or they hear the records that come out and they're like, oh, well, that's the reason why I hate him, because I don't like, you know, his mainstream songs. And like, you know, I felt guilty to that myself when I was like 10. You know what I'm saying? When he came out with How My Name Is, but then I actually went and listened to the CD and I was like, yeah, this motherfucker is different. You know what I'm saying? And then I got into this and I was like, yeah, he really know how to get in people's asses too. And then even before that, I'm in LimeWire days where I'm listening to fucking the Rap Olympics. And before I even knew it was the Rap Olympics, I'm just like, yo, I'm just downloading every Eminem song imaginable that LimeWire could just leak out to you. So I'm sitting here like, this dude is the one. Because I just heard so much material in him. Like, he's the guy that got, he was very big in the Napster, LimeWire, Kazaa, like, download era and, like, streaming era. What we considered back then, I guess, would be streaming. You know what I'm saying? He was one of those first rappers that everybody wanted to get their hands on all the songs. Him and Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Him and Tupac, between those illegal download days, those are the dudes getting downloaded the most, and they had the craziest music out there. I mean, shit, even him and Tupac had a song together, you know what I'm saying, Murder, Murder and shit. Like, I'm a big Eminem fan because of those days, so.
You know what I'm saying? But the truth of the matter is that I flipped the cards, Angie. I flipped the cards. Everybody has a set of cards that you're dealt with in life. Flip them. You gotta take them cards and flip them. If you doesn't have the smarts to flip them cards, don't blame me. Don't blame me because you suck. This dude, Angie, I think could very well, after hearing his last record, I truly believe, and I'm not even exaggerating, this dude could possibly be the worst rapper in the world.
In your opinion?
In a lot of people's opinion.
Damn, it sucks when you got the biggest rappers saying certain things and the narrative just rides and sticks with you forever. Because somebody out there heard that, just passed it along, and it just stuck. It kind of goes back to, like, you know, and it's funny how Eminem said that, and then you fast forward, or no, this is around the same time, I think. You're in around the same era, and it's like, Nas is like, Eminem murdered you on your own shit, and here we are 20 years later, like, you know, having that discussion, and then here we are 20 years later, some change. People say Benzino's the worst rapper ever, so that's funny Eminem went that route.
But I'm serious. Like, I never thought I would see the day where I met or heard the wackest rapper in the world, because I've heard a lot of whack rappers, but he very well possibly could be the worst rapper in the world, going against one of the best. And that.
I fuck with him for that, dog. I fuck with him for that shit. And he paused too. He's like, it's like he almost want to go, and against me? But he just goes, one of the best. Like, what are we doing?
That's not the.
Look how he said that shit.
Going against one of the best. And that's not to say to toot my own horn. I never would consider myself the best at anything.
Do you
You do now.
Because some people would consider you right now the best out.
I would not consider myself the best out.
Who is?
Jay.
You got Jay-Z, you got Nas, you got 50. All of them guys, all of them cats.
Damn, that's crazy that he threw 50 out there too. That's, you see, once again, M is a dude that really do pay homage to those legendary dudes, and he even gave homage to the dude that he signed, saying he better than me. But he also, the question was out right now. You know what I'm saying? You got to listen to the detail of the question. So he's like, they out right now. I'm not out right now. So, that's how he's pretty much going. I feel he's like, I'm not out right now.
Redman, all of them guys.
He always showed love for Redman.
What they do. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times, maybe it's...
See, this is why I fuck with Eminem too. I must, because like I go deep diving into shit, so I get to learn a little bit more about like the artists outside of the music and just hearing their opinion and hearing their takes and just like hearing their respect. This is why I always fuck with Eminem, dog, because like he always pays fucking homage, dog. Always pays homage. And people always try to act like he doesn't, or like, what's funny is that like people dislike him because they act like he don't. But then when you hear him talk, because you clearly never hear him talk, you just think that he does the music thing. And
I don't know, maybe it fucks with people's mind a little bit that I'm not only rapping, but I'm making the beats too now. I'm making the beats, I'm doing the producing, you know what I'm saying?
It means you're getting a lot of money, and some people get tight about that.
And it's not even about the money, because I have yet to charge for a track. Jay, I did a track for Jay, I didn't charge. I did a track for Nas, I did a track for Exhibit. I don't even charge for the tracks. I'm free. If I respect you as an artist, and I like your shit, I'm gonna give you a track. I'm gonna give it to you, because to me, it's not about the money. It's about hip-hop.
Hot 97.
Hot 97. Eminem is still on the phone. I have a million questions about the whole 50 Cent thing, but let's pick up where we left off before, just for a second.
Going back to what we was talking about, as far as...
If you just tuned in, Eminem's on the phone. He's kind of talking about his side, his perspective on this whole thing that happened with Benzino. And,
I guess they say that when you hit 40, that you go through your second childhood. So I think that that's what this man is going through. It's his second childhood. But I haven't got there yet.
Did you ever speak? Have you ever spoken to him?
I've never even spoke to this man. You can't speak to him because he records conversations. I might. What if I call this man and I threaten him over the phone?
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Huh?
How do you know that?
Because he took a tape. He called Paul and was taping him. Was taping Paul the whole time. And Angie, you know Paul. Paul's not a fighter.
Right.
It's Paul's job to de-escalate the situation.
Right.
So he took that and was screaming at Paul and put it on the beginning of the song.
Ooh. You heard that, baby?
Now that man is not talking to me. He's talking to my manager. It's my manager's job to de-escalate the situation. Right. I'm on probation. Paul has seen before how I react.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He was definitely on probation around this time because of that thing with the bodyguard.
Did certain things and thought he was doing the right thing by trying to squash it. This dude is trying to play dirty pool.
Wow.
I got you too, RK. You know what I'm saying? I got you. I didn't know that I didn't play it. Like, when did you give me some songs? Like, I feel like I never even seen you in the chat for some reason, because I feel like I wouldn't just not play songs that you might put out there unless you saying you in the comments. And if you in the comments saying things, it's hard to get to those. But like, what you mean? You making it seem like I ignore all your requests. I don't remember you putting them out there, and I apologize if I did. You know what I'm saying? But Benzino with the weird fingers. I don't even know who that is. Nah, Benzino is the guy that beefed with Eminem, who used to run the Source magazine and did the Source Awards and stuff like that. I don't know what the weird finger thing is. And I believe he attacked a bodyguard with an empty bing bing, a bing bing pow pow. You know, we can't say certain things over here, but I think that's what that was back in the day.
But this dude I think it's a midlife crisis, Angie. He's going through a midlife crisis. He's done everything from Will Smith records, Rock the Party, trying to come back to the streets.
Is he really getting under your skin, though? I mean,
Corey Lay is his daughter.
The only reason that I responded to this clown in the first place is because of the extortion that's going on between him and Dave Mays. Nobody wanted to address it. Everybody in the business, you talk to any rapper in the business, and I'm not going to put you on blast, Angie, but we all know what's going on at the source. Ray Benzino has Dave Mays shook, and you can't play two sides of the fence. You can't be a rapper.
See, they both start playing dirty Mac games. Like, he starts extorting the things that's going on behind the scenes in the Source magazine, which he also, I believe, did in both songs, in the Nail in the Coffin and the Source, which we're about to listen to in a minute. And yeah, he's just basically doing that, which was the downfall of the Source magazine. Like, all of this beef right here, from this moment on, really from the Source and the Sauce. Sorry, not the Source and the Sauce. From the Nail in the Coffin and the Sauce to this interview, because obviously this came after all of that. So from these three effects right here was the beginning of the end of the Source magazine.
You can't be a rapper and own a magazine, own half of a magazine, because then what happens is you call rappers that you like, you call them and you want them to make a guest appearance on your album, and if they don't want to do it because you suck, then he's going to take you out that magazine. So you can't play both sides of the fence like that. You just can't do it.
So that's what motivated you to even...
That's what motivated me. Was
that something that was bothering you before he started getting at you?
You know what used to bother me? Yeah, it's been the mic rating system in the Source. Like, when I was a kid growing up in the early 90s.
See, he's about to get into it, like I always said. Like, this was more personal for M, because now that he's finally in this game, that 5 mic thing was what every rapper's dream was, to get 5 mics in the Source. Every rapper's dream. So when that started getting played with and that system began to get fucked up, M took it personal. Other rappers probably took it personal, but this is where M felt personal. It got real deep and personal, because M takes his craft serious as well too. So you have to take that in consideration.
System in the Source, like when I was a kid growing up in the early 90s on hip hop, the Source, as we used to know it, was the Bible of hip hop. Like, it was their word.
Yo, if y'all know about my channel and what I be talking about with the Source and how I've screamed it, like, this is what I say. It was literally considered the Bible of hip hop, which is a straight fact. You know what I'm saying? It was the thing for years, dog. Like, every hip hop fan, rapper, if you was in the rap, you're consuming these magazines and these issues every month. You're consuming all of this shit. That's why I think I'm glad I came from such a good time in the early 90s. I know it came out a little bit before me in like the early 80s or mid 80s, if I'm not mistaken. But I was a part of growing up with the Source magazine when it was like the top notch thing, and it was the thing you look for and you buy and you learn your hip hop from and you get put onto. Like, that was what would you call it? Like your everyday hip hop or all hiphop.coms. Like, that was all of that before.
Was gold. If somebody got 4 mics, you was going to copy. If somebody got 5 mics, you was going to copy. Somebody got 3.5, yeah, you didn't know. But their word was gold, and they was usually right. Now what's happened is, this dude is doing the mic rating system. He even said in his song, the 5 mic giver. I give the mics. I distribute the mics, but I'm a rapper too. You can't do that. He's fucking the game up. And like,
I know that you have yet to receive a 5 mic review.
And he still ain't holding his breath.
Is that something that
I won't hold my breath to get 5 mics in the Source with a Rojo back in the 4th.
I have yet to receive even a 4.5. Everybody gets a 4. Everybody.
I think Eminem show got like a 4.5. I don't know about Marshall Mathers LP and Slim Shady LP though.
Like, that's the standard now. That's the standard. If you get a 4.5, that must mean that Benzino wants you on his album. You know what I'm saying? And as far as like my contribution to hip hop, him calling me a culture stealer and an invader and all that stuff, as far as my contribution to hip hop, what was my contribution to hip hop any different than Dave Mays and Jonathan Schechter when they started the Source 12, 13 years ago? Was to make hip hop big.
See, and this is when he goes, and this is when he extorted Benzino source. He goes, the source. I don't know if that even made the cut on a lot, but if you heard the original at the end, he goes, the source has a white owner. He says that. Like, he destroyed the Source magazine with the shit that he was talking about. And that could have destroyed it within the community, because I know a lot of people thought Benzino was running the Source magazine. They didn't know that there was these faces that was behind the scene. At least from what I remember hearing back in the day. Like, I don't think people were really knowledgeable of that happening. That's when at least that's when I learned it too. You gotta remember, I'm 12 and I'm in the barbershops and I'm hearing a lot of older people talk about it. So this was like the big, what is it, like that you are hiding a child moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Source has a white owner is equivalent to you are hiding a child when Pusha T revealed that Drake had a son. You know what I'm saying? It was now revealed that white men were running the Source behind the scenes and they put Benzino as the face. Could be paraphrasing, but I'm almost certain like that was the big kaboom moment in this entire rap battle. It wasn't about the disses. It wasn't about as much, spat back and forth, because that happened. And then I believe in between, Benzino's like, well, you said this though. You know what I'm saying? You had this going on. So it was Source has a white owner, and then it was, well, you say you're racist on your tracks. That's where the game went after all of this. So they went 2 for 2. They went nail in the coffin in the sauce versus, I'm gonna say, I don't wanna pull your skirt up, and then the song with the victory beat. You know what I'm saying? So it was those 3 songs, even though he addressed 2. Yeah, I mean, and then it led into this. So it got into a slot match after that.
And expand it. If I can take hip hop and open more white people's ears to hip hop, so that artists like Nelly and Ja Rule and Jay-Z and Cameron and Ludacris and Nas can sell more records, then that's my contribution to hip hop. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right.
So it's crazy that, like, he never looked at it as he was trying to be selfish or rig the game. He always looked at it like, all right, well, if I am white, I can't help that I'm white and I'm nice, but if I'm going to do that, I'm going to use it to my advantage to get people to like more rap. Did it work to his advantage, or did it work out? I think it did. Does it not work out all the time? Nah, but it definitely gave more people ears. If you just talk to people, you'd be like, oh, well, I started listening to rap because of Eminem, and then they dig into other rappers. So that's the trickle effect. So that's why I never understood why people would be mad about Eminem in the rap game, straight up.
I'm only being real, and I swear to you, Angie, this dude can scrounge up change and call you from a payphone after this interview, and he can scream,
broke
he
is
can jump
crazy.
up and down, he can scream all he wants, he can go in the studio and make 100,000 more records about me and base his whole life around mine. I will not make another song about this man. He cannot afford.
Damn, rappers be lying as shit. You know what I'm saying? Because he definitely made not a song, but he's mentioned them in his songs a lot. You know what I'm saying? But you know why? It's because rappers lie. You know what I mean? Rappers lie, dog, and I'm okay with rappers lying, because I'm like, yeah, all right, dog, like, you gonna stop dissing dudes. Like, I already knew things would always turn into a food fight, which means it's sub-cities, or it's just, with Eminem's case, he ain't a sub guy, he gonna say your name. So he's been saying Benzino's name throughout the entirety after that, but I think that's just because it's been personal, and Benzino's been saying his name too. Like, and it goes back to, like I said, this is the Batman and the Joker of the rap game when it comes to rap beef. Like, if you gotta go hero villain, that's what this is. You know what I mean? And you hear it in fucking how they talk, dog. Like, it's a lie.
To pay the bill when I bill him for the studio time that he owes me back.
So that's
D12, this dude is so whack. I can't even get D12 to do a song about him. They're screaming at me like, why are you even giving this guy the energy? Because unfortunately, I'm in a position where the more attention that I pay to something, the bigger that it gets.
So how you gonna not now? What if the dude just keeps making song after song after song, and every now and then he says something that get on your nerves? You just not responding anymore?
He's done. Anything that he does from now on will really good. He's speaking from the grave. I buried him. I put the nail in the coffin. I threw the dirt on top of his grave. I don't even think I put him in the coffin. I think I just buried him in a hole.
I got you, Kay. I gotta set one up.
What happened
I got you, though.
This dude, man?
What happens if I see him?
Yeah.
I'm on probation. I'm on probation, so I really would not like to comment on that, but I will let it be known that I got 3 months left of probation.
All right, but
And I'm off probation in less than 6 months. He was screaming that shit a lot too. That's funny, man. Yo, he was really on some criminal activity talks back then too.
Jeopardize any of this.
No, I'm not trying to. I'm trying to stay in the studio. I'm trying to release my records, make my artist big, and spend time with my little girl.
Hot97.com.
See, I like how that ended because he always stuck to those core values, bro. You know what I'm saying? Growing artists, you know what I'm saying? It's a little different now how he does it, but he's always tried to grow artists. Always about Haley, you know what I'm saying? Always about his girls, plural, because I know he has like 2 or 3 kids that he takes care of. And then rapping, bro. He's just a rap guy. Like, he just fucking loves rap. So, like, that's funny listening to this and hearing it 20 years later. And just knowing that, like, one, you hear rappers lie, you know what I'm saying? Because clearly he just puts them in records all the time, which there's no knock on that. It's just funny hearing rappers say that. And then also just hearing how the source just got exposed even in this interview. I don't even know. I think this interview might have made it worse, to be honest with you. Like, that's how I'm hearing it, you know what I mean? Even though I played it backwards a little bit, like I should have played the 2 songs and then this after, but it is what it is. I just wanted to, you know, have a little break in between with the songs because I think that's just a good break time. That's how we gonna say it. We split it in a break time to hear a little interview about it because we already know what happened. We know the songs, but some of y'all aren't familiar with Benzino, so y'all get to know more of Benzino versus, you know, how the internet's gonna do it. Because like I said, I give it to you straight over here, no chase. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna share my opinions. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have my biases, but I'm not going to just do things just how the internet does it. You know what I'm saying? That may make it a little boring for people, but I got a little integrity with this shit, dog. So once again, don't forget to like the video, subscribe. We are hopping into the next song, dog, which I think we're all excited for. It is you know, I do want to do this in order here though too. Before I get into that, the new Tom, I'm definitely getting into that after I wrap this battle up. And I got you, K, on adding that up for you. You feel me? Yeah, I got those lined up. I'm going to do a couple of songs after I wrap this up. Alright, so the next song, which these songs came out back to back. So we back to back them, really, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to go to Sauce first, and then we're going to go Nail in the Coffin. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe. Here we go.
It's all bad now, man.
It's all bad.
It's all bad. It's all fucked up now.
Yeah!
You know, and the best part is I can say M's pulling from a deep bag in this one. You know what I'm saying? He can pull from Menace Society on this one. My man's like, you know you done fucked up, right? You know you done fucked up. Dumb motherfucker. So he's pulling that part. He's talking to Kane right now. Benzino's Kane.
It's all bad. It's all fucked up now.
Yeah!
Haha.
New shit! Hey yo! I just want the whole world to know
that I did not start this, but I will finish it. Coming up.
Let them know early, like, you know, you started this shit, but I'm definitely about to finish this shit. To finish it, this motherfucker did. Even this beat goes hard, dog. Just we about to hear M's rhyme flow, his patterns, everything. This shit about to be crazy. Oh man, Eminem, dog. This is why I started being like, yo, I love Eminem, dog. Also, RK, this beef started in like 02, 03 ish.
But I will finish it. Coming up, it never mattered what color you was. If you could spit, then you could spit. That's it. That's what it was back when motherfuckers were straight back and ciphering, fighting for life in this rap for the mic to get past. And you psyched and you gassed and you hype, cause you last and you might lose a mass. If you lost, then you lost. Shake hands like a man and you swallowed it. When the unsigned hype column and the source was like the only source of light when the mic.
Oh man, he flow, yo, the fucking flow and the cadence on that was crazy, and it's just the passion about the source and the mics and rapping, and then even just the source was like our only source of light. When the mics used to mean something, the full was like, yo, that flow pattern, that rhyme pattern, and just playing off of the Source magazine and talking about how that source was your source of light, which would be like your your glimmer of hope, your light of hope. You know what I'm saying? Like that bro, he really looked at the Source magazine, as he said in the magazine in the interview. You know what I'm saying? That was the Bible, bro.
When the unsigned hype column and the source was like the only source of light. When the mics used to mean something, the 4 was like you were the shit. That was like the least you get. 3.5 now, which means you a piece of shit. 4.5 or 5 means you Biggie, Jigga, Nas, or Benzino. See, I don't.
He's like, or even Benzino, because you know he's only giving, he's a 5 mic giver, the Marshall Maga Ripper, and he was also doing funny things with his group and shit like that, which Benzino has also admitted to, I believe, on Math Hoffa's joint as well.
Even think you realize you're playing with motherfuckers' lives. I don't watch Dre get fucked on the chronic, probably cause I was on it. Now you fucked me out of my mics twice.
Hold on. What did Dre get on the Source with the Chronics? Sorry guys, I gotta look this one up. We got conflicting reports here. So it initially got a 4.5, but then it got a 5 later. And then also Marshall Mathers LP got a 2.5 mics. 2.5 mics. That's what they got. That's what M got on the Marshall Mathers LP, which is crazy. That album's classic, and he got a 2.5. So I want to know what he got also now on this Slim Shady LP. What? They're saying Marshall Mathers. They're saying Slim Shady LP got a 4 mics out of it though. Hold on. M was just mad. According, M was just mad. He got 4.5 mics and 4 mics on all his albums. Hold on, M. Maybe unless see that's why I wish I had the magazine still. Well, as I'm looking things up, it's saying. Okay, yeah, I'm like, nah, ain't no way. So it definitely got 2.5 mics at first. I knew I wasn't bugging.
Get walked on the chronic, probably cause I was on it. Now you fucked me out of my mics twice, I let it slide. I said I wouldn't hold my fucking breath to get a 5. Shit, I was right, I'd have fucking died already trying, I swear to God. I never lie, I bet that's why you let that bitch give me that bullshit review. I sat and took it, I ain't look at the shit we knew. You probably tried.
And he said, I ain't look at the shit we knew, which he exposed in that interview later on. He was like, and he's trying not to give it away, but he's saying it if you really paying attention. He's already giving it up. He's like,
fucking died already trying, I swear to God. I never lie, but that's why you out of my mics twice, I let it slide. I said I wouldn't hold my fucking breath to get a 5.
which I believe he said that on either the Marshall Mathers LP or he said it on Say What You Say in the Eminem show. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he referred to I'll hold my fucking breath while see 5 mics in a mic or something like that.
Shit, I was right, I'd have fucking died already trying. I
Little
swear
50
to God,
reference.
I never lie, but that's why you let that bitch give me that bullshit review. I sat and took it, I ain't look at the shit we knew. You probably try to fuck us with Obi in 52. Fuck a relationship we threw. No more shorts for street credit, them days is dead. Ray's got AKs, the Dave Mays is head.
That's him basically saying he's extorting Dave Mays and holding everybody hostage at the Source magazine, which there was a lot of turmoil going up on up in the Source magazine. I mean, I believe Hip Hop Figure Now, Elliot Wilson was a big part of that as well too. Former employee.
Will somebody please tell whoever braids his head that I am not afraid of this fucking waste of lead on my pencil. For me to write some shit this simple, so listen closely as I break it down and proceed. This OG's about to get smoked like raw weed. You don't know me or my motherfucking mother, you motherfucking punk. Put me on your fucking...
Oh man, and I love how he addressed the shit with his moms too, because he kept saying, "Yo, I'm gonna slap your moms. I'm serious. You gonna respect her? Why should I?" And goes back to, like I said, when people try to say the flows aren't that good and the raps aren't that good. Benzino rapped in his flow and his cadence, and Eminem's rapping in his anger, hyped up, super dope cadence that he has. And it wasn't lyrical miracle. It was just straight going for the jugular, talking shit, talking straight facts. So that's why I always find it funny how people, I think there was just a lot more to lose and a lot more. There was a lot more to lose on M's side, but a lot to gain on Benzino's side. But because Eminem, he battled his way into this. He knows how to battle rap. So despite what Benzino was saying and what he had in his arsenal, M had a different card. You know what I'm saying? He had a different type of trump card. You know what I mean? And then once again, he's saying it like, I ain't looked this shit we knew. You probably trying to fuck with Obi in 52 and then all of that. Like, he had the trump card. He's letting you know, I got a trump card, bro, if you want to keep doing this rap shit. And that was the Source magazine exposure. Extortion and exposure.
Oh, Ray and his dad. You wanna talk about some shit that you don't know about? Yeah, let's talk about how you putting your own son out there to try to eat all in, but you missed your boat. You're never gonna
remember, that's that song I think him and Benzino did, like his son and Benzino did. They had a music video and everything. So he's playing off of that. And it goes back to, you know, at this point, he's not really rapping at this point. He's rapping, but he's not. He's more into the Source and stuff like that, too.
Bitch, you're just too old. No wonder you're sore now. Lord, you're bored now. I'm pushing 30. You're kicking 40's door down. Bitch, this is war now. And you'll never beat me. All you do is cheat me out of quotables. But you know
yeah, because the Source used to have the quotables, too, which is crazy. Yes, that's a fact. I'm pushing 30. You're kicking 40's door down. I love that line because now he's 50, still rapping, doing his thing. So it's like, you know, when you're a young man, because remember, he was like probably like 27, 28 or whatever at the time and shit. So he's not thinking he's trying to rap at 50, but I'll always laugh at, in hindsight now too, when rappers diss they aged this, and then you fast forward to 20 years later and some change, and they still rapping. It's no knock. I just always find that shit super hilarious though.
Always see me on your TV. Cause you gotta stay up till 3 in the morning to see a video play once on BET.
He's talking about you got to see your shit on BET, uncut, nigga.
So who has the last laugh at the man? Yes.
Remember, he was also talking about you ain't never gonna play me. I'm the Z, so I'll show you what it really is to be shady. And Shady's like, my name's Shady for a reason, cause I am shady, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I do shady things. I got this trump card in my back pocket if you want to keep dissing. But I'm going to put the sauce on it first. I'm going to put a little sauce on it. I'm going to let you know what it is. And then you can take what you like with it.
Half of a whole stat, kiss our asshole crack. We'll never fold a whole pack. Just know that Benzino's whack. No matter how many times I say his name, he'll never blow jack. You're better off.
That's crazy. He's like, no matter how many times I say his name, he keeps saying his name too. And like, in the eyes of like rap and music, he has not blown no matter how many times he says his name, and it's kind of crazy.
Bring our soul back. Look at the track record. That's how far it goes back. It's extortion and round a portion. So half of the staff up there is fresh out of jail from Boston.
You know what? I ain't gonna lie. I was loving that I just kept seeing my city's name in there and shit. But I'm like, I don't like how he disrespected it and shit. But he's extorting right now the whole thing that's going on in the Source magazine. And you know, go back and watch your DVDs of beef DVDs, and go back and watch your history between XXL and the Source magazine beef, because a lot of staff from the Source left to go over to XXL. And XXL also pulled the ultimate trump card by getting them over, because Eminem was beefing with XXL during the Marshall Mathers LP. So they had a trump card. There was a lot of background scenes and machine and hand washing and hand holding that was going on in the background that you can see why Zeno was super upset, because this was significant, dog. This fucked up the Bible of hip hop. Eminem ruined the Bible of hip hop just because Benzino was doing funny things behind the scenes. And I don't say that to knock him or anything, but he just burnt that motherfucker down, because this beef burnt down the Source magazine. I don't care what nobody say. This beef with Eminem burnt the whole Source magazine, because the Source magazine was not the same after this beef, dog. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Let me know if you disagree in the chat. But this beef right here was significant to the Source magazine. Not as much to, like, you know, hip hop that was hip hop at the time. You know what I'm saying? That literally was hip hop at the time. So this beef played a huge role in the downfall of the Source magazine, mainly because of the extortion things that was going on behind the scenes that Emma is referring to. And I'll put air quotes on extortion because, well, you know, Elliot Wilson talks about the same shit, but I wasn't there. So I'm just going off of the things that I've seen and heard through the people that was there with their stories. So we go off of that. And I'm once again, we're not winging it, but we off the fly here. We doing it live. So I'm going off of things that I remember in real time as well too. But yeah, that ruined the Source, dog.
In Boston, Dave like a slave, they completely brainwashed him and forced him to stay locked in his own office, afraid of the softest, fakest, wanna be gangster in New York, and it's pitiful, cause I would've never said shit if you'd have kept your mouth shut, bitch, now what? Hit it, clue, spit it, slang, news, shit exclusive, your land and your who, kid, you know what to do with the shoes that I threw, this is stupid, I can't believe I stooped to this bullshit to do this, and who you calling a bitch?
He's like, you owe me for the free pub, Benzino. You owe me for the free pub. Now that diss, I gotta get at this a solid 9. I gotta get that one a 9. Cause he, as hard as he went,
Top 97, I got my man.
as hard as M went, he just didn't empty the clip. That's really all it is. He just didn't empty the clip on his ass. He didn't empty the clip at all. He literally just brought the smoke. You know what I'm saying? He brought the smoke. He let him know, I hear the shit that you talking. I hear what you saying. So I got to address it. And I'm going to give you these light little subtle things about the Source magazine that it wasn't really so subtle as the beef went on, but that was just the drizzle on the coffin, the drizzle in the dirt. So I get at, like I said, I get at this a 9. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about that in the comments. We continuing down this ride, but a brief intermission to check with the comments a little bit. So I love your questions, RK Knowledge or R Knowledge. Wait. Ha 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 ha. Is this what I think it is? Oh shit. So I love this when I feel like I'm old as shit. Fucking so the Source Awards and the Source magazine. The Source was a magazine, a hip hop magazine that all rappers looked to, wanted to be in. You had quotables in there. You had the 5 mic system. It was basically like the source of all rap music and anything that was going on in rap. Like it was a all hip hop type magazine. You know what I mean? And then it expanded over time and it changed into something else. And then the BET Awards, which has nothing to do with the Met Gala, but the BET Awards was basically what they stole. Like that idea came from the Source magazine, essentially. You know what I'm saying? The Source magazine had the Source Awards. Like you remember, like y'all don't want to be dancing all up in the videos, all up in the studio. If you don't, no, sorry. I'm fucking that all up. If you don't want your producers all up in the studio, all up in the videos, dancing, singing, come to Death Row. You don't remember that? You don't remember that? Or y'all don't love us. Y'all don't love us. The East Coast ain't got no love for Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. We here, y'all. We know where the fuck we at. Y'all don't love us. Y'all don't love us. Y'all don't remember that? You don't remember that? That's the Source Awards. You know what I'm saying? That is the Source Awards. All of that is the Source Awards. Somebody clip that. I'm gonna need that for later. I'm gonna need that for later. Y'all don't love us. Y'all don't love us. Y'all don't like Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. Damn. My man was only 3. That's crazy. Nah, I don't even think he was born. Nah, he wasn't even born, bro. I don't think he was born. I think that was a 1995 Source Awards. That might have been 1995 Source Awards. I recommend a Google search on Suge Knight Source Awards speech. A lot of legendary moments came from that speech alone. That was a very significant Source Awards too. You know what I'm saying? Like that was shit, bro. That was when like Outkast and the South was out there. Like the South got something to say. That was really the beef awards. It was as much as the Source Awards that it was. That particular one was the beef awards. There was mad beef going on in that, mad hip hop beef. So I suggest a quick Google on that for sure. But getting back into the sway of things, right back into the sway of things a little bit. Oh yeah, you wasn't here, dog. You was swimming, bro. You was a swimmer at that point. Trying to race the egg. The next comment. The next song we're getting into is my man. Why am I acting like we not in the same realm right now? See, that's what happens when I get distracted. So we're getting into Nail in the Coffin, Eminem. This is the final diss. Well, not the final diss, but like the final diss in the main battle. Then after it got a little, whatever. But we got this song coming up, Nail in the Coffin. There's some bonuses in here because there were more responses. And I like those responses. So, Nail in the Coffin, here we go.
This motherfucker, man. Don't shut up, will you? Talking about I owe you. Bitch, you owe me. I'm promoting you right now. Yo, let's put the nail in this coffin. I don't wanna be like this. I don't really wanna hurt no feelings. But I'm...
Oh, bruh. So you must be, what's funny? Damn. Yo, people were beefing at a lot of award shows before Will Smith and Chris Rock, bro. Like you had Young Buck stabbing dudes at the Vibe Awards and maybe the Source Awards. Now let's get back to the Vibe Awards where the nigga disrespected and snuffed your boss. A minute ago, all I heard was G Unit. That bar sounds about right. So yeah, it was at the Vibe Awards. So homie got stabbed. What up, A? What up? What up? I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. I got you. I got you. I got you. The 3 links. Bam. I got you. But yeah, they was beefing. They was beefing at award shows, bro. People was getting jigged up, stabbed up, poked up, beat up. A lot was happening, dog. Award shows used to be the shit back in the day when it was real beef. You know what I'm saying? Now everything's commercialized and, you know, monopolized a little bit, so you ain't gonna see that as much. And if you do, best believe it's something for a reality TV show. But back then, that shit was real. But right back into it, we getting into the penultimates of these disses right now. We got Nail in the Coffin, Eminem. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe.
This motherfucker, man. So shut up, will you?
Talking about old. Bitch, you owe me. I'm promoting you right now. Let's put the nail in this coffin.
I don't wanna be like this. I don't really wanna hurt no feelings, but I'm only being real when I say nobody wants to hear their grandfather rap.
Nope.
You know, men have.
This song is also hilarious too, because his whole hook is about how nobody wants to hear an old ass dude rap, and here we are. I gotta point it out. Here we are, 20 years later. We listen to old ass Eminem as a grandfather and rapping. He came out as with a rap song as a grandfather. You know what I'm saying? Because before his grandson was born, I don't think he had a song or a feature yet. But after his grandson was born, he was on that feature with Jid. So he's officially a grandfather rapping.
Heart attacks, and I don't wanna be responsible for that. So put the mic down and walk away. You can still have a little bit of dignity. I would never claim to be no Ray Benzino, an 83-year-old fake Pacino. So how can he hold me over some balcony without throwing his lower back out as soon as he goes to lift me? Please don't, you'll probably fall with me, and our asses will both be history. But then again, you finally get your wish, cause you be all over the street like 50 Cent.
That was a fucking bar too, because remember 50 Cent before mixtape Weezy and shit, 50 Cent was the mixtape king and he was all over the streets. So that means you gonna be all over the streets like 50 Cent, because when you get thrown out this window, you gonna go splat. You know what I'm saying? Like you gonna go splat. He rapping on this one though, but once again, Eminem wasn't on his lyrical miracle. He wasn't on this shit like that. He was just mad. This is this song right here. Because once again, this is the GOAT song for me. This is the moment that Eminem became the GOAT in my eyes. You can ask anybody in my world. The moment Eminem became the GOAT was when this shit dropped. I was like, nobody's fucking with him. Nobody fucking with him. So yeah, here we go. All over the street like 50 Cent.
You'll probably fall with me, and our asses will both be history. But then again, you finally get your wish, cause you be all over the street like 50 Cent. You fucking punk pussy, fuck you chump. Give me a one-on-one, see if I don't fuck you up. Trying to jump the Rough Riders and they cut you up, and you put Jada on a track, that's how much you suck dick in the industry. Swear that you in the streets hustling. You sit behind a fucking desk at the source, butt kissing and begging motherfuckers for guest appearances, and you can't even get the clearances, cause real lyricists don't even respect you or take you serious. It's not that we don't like you.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta bring up that Jadakiss bar where they was talking about the fight. So that was a real thing, and they always talk about that. But the BPD, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm from around the way, so I don't like to actually say certain things. So we're gonna say the BPD was playing real BPD games, and I know all about the BPD playing funny games because I done seen things happen, I've seen things done, and I've experienced some things. So they said, why did you KI double L them? You know what I'm saying? That's what they said. That's what they asked. It's been on record.
Riders and they cut you up, and you put Jada on a track, that's how much you suck dick in the industry. Swear that you in the streets hustling. You sit behind a fucking desk at the source, butt kissing and begging motherfuckers for guest appearances, and you can't even get the clearances, cause real lyricists don't even respect you or take you serious. It's not that we don't like you, we hate you, period. Talk about a midlife crisis, damn. Last week you was shaking Obi Trice's hand, now he's a buster.
Seeing that nigga in Puerto Rico and shake my hand talking about, Obi, I got you. I got you. I still want to know what happened in Puerto Rico, though. I really want to know what happened in Puerto Rico. Is there anybody out there that knows what happened in Puerto Rico? Don't forget to like the button, like the video, subscribe. Does anybody know what happened out in Puerto Rico? Because I want to know. It's been 20 years. I still don't know what happened out in Puerto Rico. I just know they shook hands and he said, Obi, I got you. I got you.
Fucks with that, get on a track, dissing us, kissing 50's ass and asking me what I know about indictments. Fight me, bitch, I got 2 cases and probation. Fight me.
That's the funny thing is that these dudes was really having criminal cases and situations going on, and they was really out here beefing in the streets. It wasn't even on wax. I mean, it was really in the streets. These beefs were really in the streets, and that's why I'm from a different era, dog. So all these little internet beefs and like these little internet games and the rap beefs that spoil into memes and the red button and all that shit like that. Like, nah, I come from a different type of time. Like, that's why I think I always will side with how like Kendrick went about that battle, because he just dropped. You know what I'm saying? Versus like internet Drake, Nick at Night Drake. Trap, doing all that shit. Like, nah, dudes, and even in respects to even with Benzino, like, homie just dropped, did the little shit with the source. Like, they both was throwing slop at each other, though, at this point, though. Remember, the slop was already being thrown once they went 2 for 2.
Know about standing in front of a judge like a man ready to take whatever sentence he hands. What you know about your wife slicing the wrist right in front of the only thing that you have in this world, a little girl, and I put that on her. When this is all over, I would never try to make her a star and eat off her. I don't know shit about no shopping rocks, but what you know about it, pop shops, rocking spots where you're the only white boy up in that bitch just gripping, pressing up your own flyers and your stickers, sticking them bitches up after spending 6 hours a
Yeah,
game.
he's bringing it back. Mad old school when you used to put your flyers up and promo and the stickers used to be all over the place and shit. He bringing up some throwback shit right now.
Goes making copies of your covers, the cassette singles, to sell them out of the trunk of your tracer, spending your whole paychecks at disc makers. What you know about being bullied over half your life? Oh, that's right, you should know what that's like. You're half white. Vanilla ice, spill the beans and rice, I'm eating you alive.
Vanilla ice, spill the beans and rice. I'm eating you alive beside Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, if you're that much of a gangster, put the mic down. You should be out killing motherfuckers right now. Kill a motherfucker dead. Kill him dead, bitch. Shoot him in the fucking head. Go ahead, bitch. Slap my mom. Slap the fuck out of her. She can't sue you. She wouldn't get a buck out of you because you're broke as fuck.
What's funny about that whole bar is that once again he's already playing off that, you know what I'm saying, I'll slap your mom, I'm serious, if you ain't gonna respect her, why should I? But then on top of that, he might have been getting sued for the 10 mil, or he's just referring to the 10 mil that he got dissed on when that happened when he was dissing his mom's and how my name is and shit like that. So he's going back to that, but then flipping it on him like, yo, she gonna sue you, but you broke his shit, my dude. So you just doing it for no reason. You just slapping old women, dog.
Fuck out of her, she can't sue you. She wouldn't get a buck out of you because you're broke as fuck. You suck, you're a fucking joke. If you was really selling coke, well then what the fuck you stop for, dummy? If you slew some crack, you'd make a lot more money than you do from rap. You'll never
He getting way too disrespectful right now, dog. Dino getting way too disrespectful out here with what he got to say. Like, the disrespect is crazy. Like, he's telling them, bro, you should have continue to sell crack. Like, he's calling him a bitch. He's telling them like, you in the office being a bitch. Like, ain't nothing. And then he's calling him by his first name, Raymond. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's even more crazy. He getting real disrespectful right now. This is what made this be like, yo, Eminem, my nigga, chill. Like, chill. Like, I pictured Eminem in the studio coming off of, like, a long day at, from rapping in the studio, right, with a pad, with, like, an undone tie, you know what I mean, just in the studio snapping. Just like, yo, this motherfucker going off, like, you talking this shit, yo, listen.
You're a fucking joke. If you was really selling coke, well then what the fuck you stop for, dummy? If you slew some crack, you'd make a lot more money than you do from rap. You'll never have no security. You'll never be famous. You'll never
have no security. It's going back to, like, you want to talk about how I got security. It's like, bitch, I'm famous. I gotta have security. Once again, I said this earlier in this reaction is that, yeah, he played it well, but I'm like, you know how it go when you a superstar and a celebrity, you need a security, dog. But I can see how they gonna play it and use it as you pussy when it's really just a bar, but like anybody in their right mind is gonna pay for security. So, you know, that's not really like in today's world and how we know how it is. But if you talking from back then, and if you touch being a street rapper, but that's why a lot of niggas got killed.
What it's like to be rich, like a bitch, ain't it, Raymond? Here, let me break this shit down in layman's terms for you, just to make sure that you can understand it. Some cannabis ain't using too many complicated fucking words for you. Yeah, let me slow it down for you.
That's for everybody out there. He's like, let me say some simple shit so y'all dumb motherfuckers can break this shit down. That shit is crazy. Here, let me break this shit down and lay in its terms for you, just to make sure that you can understand us, and cannabis ain't using too many complicated fucking words. And then he's actually using that voice when he's rapping at cannabis, because he's like cannabis and evangelist and something like this and evangelist. Plus he raps with his regular voice. What's that? Ketchup Boys or some shit like that. So he's using that because he did that with cannabis already in the song Can I Bitch.
Sit down in layman's terms for you, just to make sure that you can understand it. Some cannabis ain't using too many complicated fucking words for you. Here, let me slow it down for you so that you can understand if I say it slower. Let it go, dog, it's over. I don't wanna be like this. I don't really wanna hurt no feeling.
Let it go, dog, it's over. And then the funny thing is that we got the hook, and this is when you love disses too, because remember, people used to talk shit at the end of diss tracks and shit like that for the interludes and shit like that, just to let you know, like, this shit is real. This shit is real out here.
I don't wanna be like this. I don't really wanna hurt no feelings, but I'm only being real when I say nobody wants to hear their grandfather rap. You know men have heart attacks, and I don't wanna be responsible for that. So put the mic down and walk away. You can still have a little bit of dignity.
Haha. Talk about I motherfuckers calling your crib. Bitch, you ain't even got a fucking crib. You ain't even got a fucking phone. You fucking bum. Then you shut me down at your little fucking Source magazine if I come back and I wanna attack you. Bitch, you attack me first, take it like a man and shut the fuck up. And fuck your little magazine too. I don't need your little fucking magazine. I got double XL's number anyway. Bloop, 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 bloop.
And that was the end. That was the end. That was the end. You have to realize this was a very big moment and a shift in the magazine world of hip hop. This moment right here, and then like you seen the interview was the same exact thing. It put the nail in the coffin on the Source magazine, because those were the two powerhouses of magazines when it came to music, but they didn't have the hip hop like that. But once they got Eminem, and I say do your Googles on this, once they got Eminem, Dre, and 50 on that cover, it was over for the Source, bro. It was over for the Source. And I love this whole outro because he was talking shit, bro. He was talking that shit. Let's go back, and I know I was talking over it. I might talk over it again, but like this is like the best outro to some shit talking ever. Like I don't think I've ever heard somebody talk this bad as shit at the end of the song like that after already disrespecting you so bad. Like,
calling your crib. Bitch, you ain't
nah, we gotta play it from the top when he's talking that shit.
down and walk away. You can still have a little bit of dignity. Talking about I have motherfuckers calling your crib. Bitch, you ain't even got a fucking crib. You ain't even got a fucking phone. Fucking bum. Threatening to shut me down at your little fucking Source magazine if I come back when I wanna attack you.
Bitch, you attack me first, take it like a man and shut the fuck up. And fuck your little magazine too. I don't need your little fucking magazine. I got double XL's number anyway. They can't stand it because they getting bigger than y'all.
Told you.
Oh. And by the way, how I look on the BMAs. You was watching me from whatever fucking TV you was watching me from in Boston. The mean streets of Boston.
Fucking sissy.
I ain't gonna lie, dog. You know what I'm saying? You know, obviously being from Boston, that's the part I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? That's the part I didn't like. I was like, yo, you can't be talking like, yo, I fuck with you, but you can't be talking about the mean streets of Boston and you fucking sissy as shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't just disrespect my whole city like this. But he did do some shit. He did do some bullshit.
Mean streets of Boston.
motherfucking sissy.
You got us scared up here, motherfucker.
Suck our motherfucking dicks. Oh, and for those that don't know, don't get it twisted though. The source has a white owner.
Bro, he kind of killed two birds with one stone in this diss, and nobody knew how much it would impact the Source magazine, but here we are 20 years later, and this diss is the only sole reason why the Source magazine has had this downfall. Now obviously there was other things with, you know, bankruptcy and everything, but once again, you playing against that machine, and you heard him, he's talking about all that shit at the end. XXL magazine, he's basically promoting the magazine. When you had the biggest artist in the game promoting your competitor, and you're beefing with hip-hop's darling at the time, you're fighting an uphill battle. You fighting an uphill battle at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You can't win that battle. Once those things are in place, it was over. You know what I'm saying? It was over for the Zista. You know what I'm saying? It was over for the Source magazine. It was over for a lot of things. Now, you know, when we doing these rankings here, you know, this is the ranking, beef ranking recap. You know what I'm saying? And with that song, you know, that's a 10 for me. I can't not give it anything lower than a 10 because this is the song that made Eminem the GOAT for me. You know what I mean? This was the moment where I said I'm committed to being like Eminem's the GOAT, and I will stand 10 toes down on Eminem being the GOAT because of this diss right here. This was the one diss that validated GOAT status for me. I didn't care about nothing else. I did because obviously Eminem show was in there and everything else, but this right here, this song right here, Nail in the Coffin, yeah, that was the one. That was the one for me, dog. That was the one. That was the one. Cindy, y'all rolling in late tonight. Y'all is rolling in on the late tip today, huh? Alright, so the next song we get into, because I feel like they're synonymous with each other. So, to kind of conclude the rap beef, we got a few more songs. Maybe two, because like, Bully, I wouldn't consider a Benzino diss, even though it is. I think that's more of a Ja diss, though. You know what I'm saying? Like I would, if I'm not mistaken, I would consider that more of the into the Ja Rule realm of disses and stuff like that, versus in like Herb Gotti and them and Suge Knight versus Benzino. So I think I'm gonna leave Bully out of it, but I'm gonna play these last two videos though to conclude this battle because these are very significant into it, because this was like Eminem's probably only stance into like wanting to squash beef with Benzino and just everything else. You know what I'm saying? This was like his only moment. The only moment, because then you know what happens after this, and this eerie things. And this is why I'm gonna tell you Benzino is disrespectful, and this is also I'm gonna also say this is why I don't think that beef is repairable. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the beef is repairable by any means. But we're gonna start with this song though.
Something else.
I got this book. My dad gave it to me.
I thought this might have been one of the best songs off Encore too. You know, we ain't even gonna talk about how eerie this video is. And I remember watching this video in real time being like, this is weird. Like, I couldn't put a finger on what it was, but I was like, this is just eerie and it doesn't give me a good feeling. And why is proof like that? And then obviously a little bit after that we lose proof. But I hated this video for mad reasons. I feel like Proof should have never been in that situation. Conspiracies will say one thing. my conspiracy brain went there at one point in time, but I always felt the way about this even before conspiracies, about like it's just a feeling that I had when I seen it. I was like, that just doesn't feel right. And I was young at that point, so it's not even like I was on conspiracy talks or anything, but I just knew how I felt when I originally seen this. I never felt good.
To be the soldier who never blows his composure. Even though I hold the weight of the whole world on my shoulders, I ain't never supposed to show it. My crew ain't supposed to know it. Even if it means going toe to toe with the Benzino, it don't matter. I never try.
See, once again goes, and you know what's funny is I bet you probably people didn't really even know that he was really like, this was a song about the Benzino and Ja Rule beef and shit like that. I mean, more Ja in them because he mentions that, but I don't think people really knew he was talking about Benzino unless he was really like immersed into the rap beef and everything else. But even early on with him talking about this, he's like, yo, he's like, at the end of the day, like, I want to squash beef. I'm supposed to be the soldier that never blows composure, and he did. You know what I'm saying? He went over the top. And remember, he's dealing with a whole bunch of other things behind the scenes and personally as well, too. But this is a song to try to squash beef, but nobody wanted to squash beef, dog. Nobody wanted to squash beef.
The weight of the whole world on my shoulders, I ain't never supposed to show it. My crew ain't supposed to know it. Even if it means going toe to toe with the Benzino, it don't matter. I never drag them in battles that I can handle unless I absolutely have to. I'm supposed to set an example. I need to be the leader. My crew looks for me to guide them. If something ever just pop off, I'm supposed to be beside him. That chop and I tried to squash it. It was too late to stop it. There's a certain line you just don't cross, and he crossed it. I heard him say Haley's name on the song and I just lost it. It was crazy. This wavy on some Jay-Z and Nas. And even
oh, that's so significant too, because once again, it was never when it was on wax. And the funny thing is, like, even with Jay-Z and Nas, like, it got disrespectful to, like, I left condoms on the baby seat and stuff like that. It got to that point, but I think people stepped in after that before it could get to that point, because that could have went left as well, I think, too. But I think because we were so closely removed from Big and Pac that we wasn't gonna let that happen with Jay and Nas. But then this started to happen, but there were so many other players involved, and it was on a more of a larger scale too. Like their beef, when it was Jay-Z and Nas, it was on the scale of hip hop, right? And then when it was like 50 and Ja, it still was hip hop, but it became the streets. But then you had Eminem involved. Now with Eminem involved, it puts it on a different scale. It puts it on a global scale because you already know Eminem's fan base and everything. So Eminem is embracing all of that type of pressure, and hence why he's saying Toy Soldiers. And the song is Toy Soldiers, like we're all falling down, like we can all be casualties of war. You know what I'm saying? We're all toys in this game. Like there's so many different other meanings wrapped within this song as well too. So this is dope.
The battle was won, I feel like we lost it. I spent so much energy on it. Honestly, I'm exhausted and I'm so caught in it. I almost feel I'm the one who caused it. This ain't what I'm in hip hop for. It's not why I gotten it.
It goes back to, remember I said, you know, he went against the Benzinos, and he's not mentioned in the source because I'm assuming obviously now he's like, yo, I'm on the XXL side of things, so I'm not gonna mention the source. But the Benzinos is a part of the source. And he didn't get it. He got in hip hop to be a part of the source. You know what I'm saying? Be in those 5 mics, be in those conversations is deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? But now it's fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? So right back to that. This video is a lot deeper, and this song's a lot deeper, I feel like, than people cover or acknowledge. So I'm love going back into this and adding this into the fold of the beef, because this was like Eminem's final chapter of this original part of the beef, and then Benzino's response, which we're gonna get into that as well, is even crazier. Actually, no, we got a couple of songs. My bad, Joe. We got a couple of songs. This ain't over.
Feel I'm the one who caused it. This ain't what I'm in hip hop for. It's not why I gotten it. That was never my object for someone to get killed. Why would I want to destroy something I helped build? That wasn't my intentions. My intentions were good. I went through my whole career without ever mentioning shit. And that was just out of respect.
Hold on, I feel like I gotta stop because I don't even want to go here now too, because I'm in the order of things. So sorry, we're pausing this for a brief second. Because we're still really in the thick of this beef. And I didn't mean to do that, so I'm glad I caught that in a minute. We'll just have to repeat myself later on in a second. But nah, we got to get into this next song. I don't know why I keep forgetting the damn name of the song. When I see it, I'm gonna be mad as hell.
Just let the pigeons loose.
I like this mix here too. It kind of included everybody, but that's a Eminem versus everybody. But the song that we're getting into real quick is "Die Another Day," and then "Better Lose Yourself," and then we'll get back to Toy Soldiers. I can't believe I fucking did that real quick, but I'm glad I caught that though. I'm glad I caught that. But before I get into that, we got a pissing contest in the chat tonight. I love it. What are y'all talking about right now, huh? Drill violent as fuck though. But the diss is different from drill disses though. Yes. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, Knowledge. I get what 100% what you're saying. Hey, people are passionate about their opinions, Cindy, you know? Yeah, Toy Soldiers Knowledge came out of this beef, bro. It was sparked from the beef with Benzino, and then obviously the trickle effect was the Ja Rule versus 50 Cent, the Herb Gotti thing. So, but before that though, we're getting into Die Another Day, which we get real spicy here. We get real spicy. And I guess so it goes back to I guess Eminem really did only address pull your skirt up and die another day, and he just straight said, fuck, I don't wanna. That's how I'm gonna take that after listening to the Angie interview. He literally was like, I'm good on I don't wanna, because that shit was trash, but we can talk about pull your skirt up in this one. Because it said fake victory beat. This is the victory beat. Die another day. Benzino. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe.
Lord help us, my people's being raped. Deliver me from evil, and I seal his devil's fate. Let's take a closer look at what's really happening. He wants you to believe that it was all about rapping. And all I try to do is open up my niggas' eyes. It wasn't about me and M, you gotta realize. It's just a smoke screen. My niggas, there's a bigger picture. I want the streets to...
And see, that's the point that I think a lot of people missed for Benzino's point of the battle. But because it got overwhelmed with just other slop that got thrown in, people missed the message on this. But he used M as the face. You know what I'm saying? So he's going back to saying hip-hop's being stripped of its originality, stripped of its culture. He's basically eyeing at that. But people not getting that. But why he blames Eminem for it, I don't know. But he also has his trump card because he has what we know now, the basement tapes, or what people will call them, the racist tapes. So he's doing this because he also has a trump card in his back pocket as well, too, which he thought was going to be bigger than the machine itself. Because remember, he also was in the Source magazine. So hearing this, too, and then also forgetting that M didn't even respond with these two tracks, I'm like, damn, so you was really swinging at this nigga, dog.
Pay attention cause I'm riding with you. If credibility is what we here for, then why ain't the hood selling units no more?
And then that was his big thing as well, too. Like, he was mad that now the pioneers of the game, the EPMDs, the Public Enemies, all the groups that we grew up on in the culture before they, because I feel like he gets that saying that before there was an Eminem, the hood was selling units, and Eminem is stealing from the hood and from the culture and not giving back. That's always was my take on Benzino's approach in regards to like who Eminem was as a rapper and what Eminem was doing for hip hop and the culture as a whole. And if you got to put that much energy and stock into thinking one man is completely shifting the culture, I'm like, so why is it that we talk about Jay-Z was selling, Nelly was selling? Like, we have these conversations 20 years later, and there was plenty of black artists, and Eminem happened to be the only white face that stood out in that time to be the artist that was selling up there with Jay, Nelly, 50. You know what I'm saying? There was artists that was doing it. So I truly believe that Benzino was definitely rooted from a deeper issue that had nothing to do with Eminem, but because Eminem was white and he's the not face of rap, but he was becoming one of those faces of rap, He ain't like that shit.
Labels acting like it's good, so they say so. EPMD was always gold with no radio. Now it's time to turn to prophecy. Time's up. Marshall Mathers gotta die. Rise up. No choice. The only way we gonna turn this shit around is put this little bitch in the ground.
And he's been talking about killing him because now, since I did out of order by accident, but also like, I can go back and refer to things. He's been talking about killing Marshall, killing Eminem, burying him, putting his dick in the dirt. He's been literally on violence time, demon time, the entire diss. Like all 3 disses he's been on demon time. That's why M had to come the way he came, bro. He had to. There was no choice. Benzino left Eminem no choice.
Call kings, steady going at each other. Do songs with the devil while they fighting with their brothers. Sell out is fucking pitiful. We always in some drama. Let them slide through them, they divide, conquer. And every plantation got a bunch of house niggas. Shady Records just a bunch of house niggas. Extra security in your front line.
That shit crazy. It goes back to now he tries to, what's funny is that he always said throughout his disses that it's not a black and white thing. It's not about, none of that, but he goes to everything that's about black. He's calling these dudes house niggas. Like, that shit's crazy.
Better call the Secret Service if you gonna stop me. Paul Rosenberg, you fat fucking pig. I'm holding you responsible for what this bitch did. Cause you called me up trying to cop a plea. As far as I'm concerned, you both gon' bleed. Talk about he wanna fight.
And that's when we talking about the recorded phone calls and stuff, obviously, so.
Let's set that shit up quick so I can drop him to his knees. You let a clown you, how insane is that? You let him tongue kiss your wife when you have the gas. How you gonna have a gun with no bullets? Oh, don't worry, cause when I see you, I'm gonna pull it. You dyed your hair blonde, I'ma make it red. How you gonna sell records, Marshall, when you dead?
Bro, he's been talking about killing him the whole time, bro. Like, listening back, I'm like, yo, you ain't talking about being better. You ain't talking about nothing rap. You talking about killing this nigga, like, in real life. Killing or fighting him. And he's always been on that type of time. That's why it's funny. Like, he really on that type of time. I don't care what nobody say. Like, Benzino do be on some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he do be on some shit. Don't get it fucked up. Because even the way he's rapping, like, yo, bro, this is the dude that was around the, the PP, you know what I'm saying, the guy behind me and shit, you know what I'm saying, he was involved in that shit apparently, you know what I mean, not involved, but like, there was situations with that, you know what I'm saying, and, he rapping about what he talking about, you know what I'm saying, so that's why I think for me, like, I'm like, oh, so people really just don't know who this man is, and people really just only go off of just the Eminem side of it, and like, you either have to be from here, or just really be involved with just the hip-hop culture to just understand, like, who Benzino really is. And you gotta respect it, dog.
You dyed your hair blonde, I'ma make it red.
How you gonna sell records, Marshall, when you dead?
Just make you pay for that bullshit you talking. I'm going hard in the streets of New York. Just ask Chuck how we ran him out of Boston. He should have been killed, left in the coffin. And you better keep my kids out your fucking mouth before I put a Glock in your motherfucking mouth. Tell Haley it ain't safe no more. Daddy better watch your back at the candy store. We fucked up. Resort to plan B. Fuck around, she end up like Joe Benet Ramsey.
Yo, that's crazy. Every time I hear that, I'm like, yo, we took it to another place. We took it to another place. You ain't talking about now killing him. You talk about killing his daughter. But not even in a way where, like, because you have to know about that John Benet Ramsey case and that John Benet Ramsey shit to really, like, understand the severity of that. You know what I'm saying? That's a crazy reference and a crazy bar to put in. And it's also because he's, like, saying, because she's a little white girl, too. So he's doing that at the same time. This got so disrespectful, dog. And this is before we got to the end of it. But this got so disrespectful to, like, nobody even went this route before either. Like, if we gonna talk about who got more disrespectful on the diss, you claim your mother's a crackhead and Kimber's a known slut, so what's Haley gonna be when she grows up? Or we fucked up, resort to plan B. We fuck around, she end up like John Benet Ramsey. And then it goes, then he's not even done.
Haley, it ain't safe no more.
And said her name.
We fucked up. Resort to plan B. Fuck around, she end up like Joe Benet Ramsey. Matter of fact, you better check the DNA. She probably ain't yours, and where's your wife Kim anyway? She's on her knees somewhere sucking 50 Cent. I know you wishing you were there, cause you on his dick. You dress.
See, like, that's crazy. I don't care what, like, John just left it at what he said. He took it to another level. He took and also tried to make it seem like Haley ain't his, which is ultimate disrespect. You know how much he love that girl. You know how much he love that girl. Like, so you going crazy right now.
Drag, you hugging up on Elton John. You closet fag, I'm a king, you a little pawn. You the rap David Duke, the rap Hitler, the culture stealer. Niggas ain't with you.
See, what's funny is that, like, people can say that these disses was whack, and I'm gonna say that they're not whack disses, dog. If we gonna talk about for pure rap disses, Benzino was doing exactly what anybody would want to hear from somebody dissing somebody, because you can plug in, you dress in drag. He's dressed like a woman in a couple of his videos for parody, whatever it is. He's hugged up on Elton John at the awards. Now, we know that was just an embracing moment of, like, you know, because Eminem was called a homophobe at the time for making the records that he was making, so we know why with that. But he's flipping it. He calls him the closet F, you know what I'm saying, because of the things that he just mentioned up top. And then I'm a king, you a little punk. I think he says you're a little pawn, you know what I'm saying? Because I think he's talking about chess pieces in that regard, you know what I'm saying? Because you know how lyrics and shit be. And then, you know, you're the rap David Duke, which is like the racist imperial wizard dude, you know what I'm saying? And this is also him spinning into that. He's saying Eminem's a racist, which we know that he's not. Then he calls him the rap Hitler, the culture stealer. And, you know what I'm saying, now he's flipping it to be like, I'm here to save all that. So, this, you know, it's funny how, like, he goes to say that this was not a black and white thing, but everything he's doing throughout the beef is black and white and race baiting things. And like but once again, I think he just miscalculated this battle, in my opinion, when it comes to like his approach, because you're contradicting your point on whether or not you want to stand on him being a culture stealer and making it black and white versus it's a bigger picture. So which one is it? Because so far you haven't gotten to the bigger picture either. I get the bigger picture in the grand scheme of it and this here and everything else in between. But in your raps, which that's what most people listen to, you're not really getting to it. So it's funny that he does this, but it's definitely a black and white thing.
The rap Huey, the rap Malcolm, the rap Martin. Don't worry, I'ma finish what we started. And everybody wanna scream Pac's name. You don't make a difference, you in it for the fame. Cause if Pac was living, he would shoot his bitch alive. But I'ma do it for him, then the hood might survive. You sleep with 5-0, you walk with the fence. Better keep the lights on when they tuck you in the bed. Cause I'ma get your silly ass, find out where you lay. When Debbie set you up, you gon' die another day.
So it's funny, like, you know, before I give my rankings on that, I always love when they be like, yo, if Pac was alive, nobody would fuck with you, because we've had them say this on the other side for Ja, and then you had people say the same thing for M. Who knows who Pac would rock with or what he would tolerate or what he would deal with, but I always find that very interesting too. Like, would M and Pac actually rock with each other? Like, because you got to think about it too. Like, Pac wasn't rocking with Dre before like he passed. Like, they was kind of beefing, dog. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, in all honesty, they may not have been as cool as you would think. You know what I mean? Because we hear the records, bro. Like, you know, this is California Love Part 2 without gay ass Dre. You know what I'm saying? Like, Pac was not fucking with Dre. So if he would have went and signed a white rapper at the time, a little bit afterwards making money, I don't think that M and Pac would have been cool, dog. Like, looking back on it, and I know M idolizes and loves Pac, but we know we ride and choose sides over here, and M loves Dre. Dre saved his life. So if Pac is going at Dre, where does that leave room for that? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand where that would work at. You feel me? Because that's what would have been going on. You know what I mean? Like, that's what, that's what would have been going on. Because remember, the Live and Die in LA, California Love Part 2, without gay ass Dre, they was beefing. You know, even the album cover, no, I think that might have been Diddy. But nah, he had Dre looking funny and compromising in certain things too. So there was no love right there, man. There was no love. That wouldn't have been. So you got to think about it. Pac passed in 96, 97. M was probably around and floating around and was behind the scenes in that time period. Yeah, dog. They wouldn't have been cool. I'm going to stand on that. M and Tupac wouldn't have been cool, bro. I think people forget that part when we look back in the timelines of things. We can fantasize that because we're in 2025, but Yeah, M and Tupac would have been cool, dog. That would have been there would have been some diss records. There would have been some diss records, I think. Now the wild card or the trump card out of it would have more or less been where Pac would have been, I feel like, because remember we talking about Pac was supposed to have wanted to leave Death Row, not be with Death Row. So who knows? But if I'm going without that part, because that's all speculation maybe, but with what we just talked about, yeah, I don't think they would have been cool, man. But let me know in the chat, let me know in the comments if you think M and Tupac would have been cool during this little beef here and shit. Let me know. Let me know in the chat. But the next song we get into is better because they don't have this one here. I may have messed the order up, but I know the tracks that matter. Damn, I didn't know I was going to do this for that long. I didn't know this recap. I didn't know this recap beef was going to be so long. My bad. All right, so we getting into the last song from Benzino, dissing, and we're gonna conclude pretty soon with this battle. I really didn't know this was gonna go this long. I thought this was gonna be like an hour and a half thing, but I guess I got a lot of things to talk about while I do it. So I guess this turned into the beef live. Oh yeah, my fault. Before I get into this, I give that song before. I'm gonna give that diss a 9 though too. I'm giving that diss a 9. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Give me a number. We right back into it. Better lose yourself.
Stick to rap before you get killed in the street. I'm calling you out, bitch. We can knuckle it up. Bet 150 grand that I'm fucking you up. Open your mouth, damn, I'll let you taste the Glock. Put it all up in your face like Papa Doc.
Yeah, knowledge, man. They was definitely in different camps, like, cause Dre left Death Row. He created his own thing, Aftermath, and then Interscope, and Pac was still with Death Row / Past. So like, he would have still been kind of over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have been Dre over here, and M would have got signed at that point. There would have been no M and Dre connection because I think he would have. I ain't gonna lie. If it was how I just explained it, I think M's dissing Pac. I'll be real. Because Dre wasn't cool with Pac. Or Pac wasn't cool with Dre. Pac dissed Dre on record. Dre saved Eminem's life. Dre is loyal to M. Dre rides with M. So I think he would have dissed. I don't think it would have been corny. It just would have been what it was. You know what I'm saying? That would have been another battle, and that could have been another. That would have been very interesting. I ain't gonna lie. That would have been very interesting because at that point too, you gotta remember, like, we don't really know M's love for Tupac like that yet until Marshall Mathers LP, maybe a little bit of Slim Shady LP where he mentions it and shit like that. But if he's dissing Dre in between that might have been rewritten. That's all I'm saying. Timeline tells me that they might have not been cool, and there might have been there could have been some tracks because of the fact that Dre wasn't with Death Row anymore, and he was beefing with Death Row.
No nigga, no, I got shells to spit. Fuck Kobe, Trice, your wife, and them 12 dicks. I run the street. My fam let the Glocks explode. Never met a live nigga cross 8 Mile Road. You the 6 backstreet boy that learned to rap, and his gun had no bullets. Who he trying to clap? I really thought you was gay at the Grammy Awards. Elton John singing with his hand holding up yours. Try to tell the media that you did it off a profit. We hear it on a remix, you cleaning out your closet.
Better lose yourself when I find you, remind you what the 9 do. If I let it blow, it only take one shot. Do not make me cock this phone.
I ain't gonna lie. This is probably the worst diss out of, like, for Benzino out of the whole thing. This is probably the worst one. I think I Don't Want Us better. You know what I'm saying? If I was to rank Benzino's disses, because Benzino had a bunch. Clearly, he was mad as fuck. But I'm gonna go to the Fake Victory one, Flawless Victory. I'm gonna go with that one. I'm gonna go Pull Your Skirt Up. I'm gonna go Built for This as well. Built for This is pretty solid to me. Then this is last. I forgot he had Built for This, so there's a couple more tracks.
Life's opportunity come to a flat line. You better lose yourself and I find you, remind you what the 9 do if I let it blow.
Shit, those disses would have been so direct. Yeah, remember this is Hungry Eminem, bro, and he's talking about I gotta diss Pac. He's taking that fully. He's taking that on fully, dog. Like the respect goes out the window, dog.
It only take one shot, do not make me cock this phone. Your life's opportunity come to a flat line.
Second verse, it gets worse, it gets much realer than this. Eminem still on Benzino dick, talking about him dead broke, then you must be crazy. Every time you up in the sauce, your label gotta pay me. Make me come to Detroit and put the...
I love how he tried to Easy-E him on that, cause every time it's this Dre day, cause Dre day only make Easy A day. All of a sudden, Dr. Dre is a G thing, but on your old album cover, he was a she thing. He tried to flip that. I ain't keep that.
Eminem still on Benzino dick, talking about him dead broke.
Man, you must be crazy.
Every time you up in the sauce, your label gotta pay me. Make me come to Detroit and put the gun to Haley. Have everybody.
Damn, he's still talking about blasting Haley. See, I'm telling you, he don't want to rap with him. He want to fight and kill him. He wants to fight and kill him.
Benzino going crazy.
Top of the game, I'm the one running the race. Got a Bentley for every little bump in your face. We can meet up in the streets, we can box it out. Or you bluffing on the records, just popping your mouth. Used to do songs about smoking crack and dust. Back when it's
Saying Clown Posse jacks you up. I'm glad that he mentioned the ICP, because a lot of people don't know that there was a beef with Eminem and ICP like that too.
Queen, why you keep your hair that color? Know your mom when she swallow you or put on the rubber. I'm here to bang, suck a dick, play your position. Fuck apologies, hollow tips is all of them giving.
Whole time he wanted to kill him and beat him up. He don't want to rap, my nigga. Benzino don't want to rap.
Come to a flat line. You better lose yourself and I find you, remind you what the 9 do if I let it blow. It only take one shot, do not make me cock this phone. Your life's opportunity come to a flat line.
Yo, let's get in depth for a second about the life you live. Every other record crying about your wife and kids. Better lose yourself for a couple moments or more. You don't want drama or a bullet hole in your jaw. Let's take it back for a minute to the Grammy Awards. Backstage, Elton John had his hand in your drawers. I don't care how many nails you put in my coffin. Ask your baby mom why she take flights to Boston. Everybody like, why you fucking with M? He made 3 diss records, man, I'm under his skin. You better stick to dissing cats like Fred Durst and Britney. I'm a made man, it's kinda hard to hit me. Don't think the guns won't blow, cause you signed 50. Got a whole bunch of New York niggas is with me. Keep telling me, I ain't supposed to rap. I thought this white boy was supposed to be the best at rap.
You better lose yourself and I find you,
really don't
remind
want it,
you
man.
what the 9 do if I let it blow. It only take one shot, do not make me cock this phone. Your life's opportunity come to a flat line. You better lose yourself and I find you, remind you what the 9 do if I let it blow. It only take one shot, do not make me cock this phone. Your life's opportunity come to a flat line. You better lose yourself and I find you, remind you what the 9 do if I let it blow. It only take one shot, do not make me cock this phone. Your life's opportunity come to a flat line. You better lose yourself and I find you, remind you what the 9 do if I let it blow. It only take one shot, do not make me cock this phone. Your life's opportunity come to a flat line.
Fuck you talking about? Mean streets of Boston. Motherfuckers would kill you, nigga. You're afraid to bleed, nigga. Alright? Fucking OB ass, suck ass, nigga. Bitch ass nigga, Boston niggas will fucking rape you, you fucking hoe.
Once again, the outro's talking crazy. Mean Streets of Boston. So they heard. So this was after nailing the coffin and everything. So Benzino was still very mad. He was still very angry. He was not happy with my mans. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't happy with my mans. But like I said, I'm gonna get that one. That diss is probably a 6 for me because at this point, like I said too, like you can tell the energy's gone a little bit because nailing the coffin did him in dirty. The sauce did him in dirty. He brought his team in with him too, so he dissed him. He dissed him as well. You know what I'm saying, with his partners, which the entire time Benzino was just dissing him by himself. But after nailing the coffee, you see what happens. He's like, nah, I need my niggas now. You know what I'm saying? I need niggas on the hook. I need niggas talking shit. I need to do a whole diss record and stuff. So that's why this one's a little bit whacker. I liked when Benzino went solo and didn't have nobody else on the track whatsoever. But like I said, I get that one a 5 or a 6. You know what I mean? Based off of that. You know what I mean? The disses, they weren't as hard because he's still kind of saying the same thing, and it's on a weak ass like lose yourself beat, not even lose yourself beat, it's just on a whack ass beat, it just wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? It didn't hit as hard as his other disses like that. But we already know the score on this, and all M did was 2 songs in this battle, and Benzino really kept going. You feel me? Benzino really kept going. But now we get into what we were supposed to do as we were in order. Now we get to Toy Soldiers. We're going to play it back, though. We're going to play it back for those that may be catching up into the middle of this. We got Toy Soldiers coming up, or Toy Soldiers again. We're going to let it rock. But those that know what I was talking about know what I was talking about prior, and now we right back into it. But before we get into it, let me read y'all theories here, because, you know, I see we having a discussion about M and Pac. And I like this fan theory that we're having in our conversation, because nobody's wrong here, but I think I'm going to stand 10 toes down on what I'm saying based off of just the time frame. You guys are using respect, and in hip-hop, when there's battles, dudes can respect each other and still diss. So I don't believe M would have dissed Pac. Would have been corny. We got there. I think they would have passively dissed each other while dissing everyone else, but nothing direct. I disagree with that, because both of those dudes are the most direct artists out there in the game when it comes to actually saying names and dissing people on tracks. Hence, we got Hit 'Em Up. Hence, we got a bunch of tracks on the Don Illuminati album where he dissed Nas, and he had respect for Nas and dissed Nas. It's just that he couldn't take the shit down, so I'm going to take the respect factor out of it, but I'm going to keep reading it down. How am I critiquing the disses? I do it by a grade score of just how I feel about how they sound to me, what they're saying in regards to how they're dissing, what they're covering. That's why I'm kind of going based, like, you know, covering like the quote unquote historical facts or whatever of what we're listening to. So that's how I'm critiquing the disses, you know what I'm saying? Then I just rank them out of, you know, I call it 10 couches or 10 potatoes, but you know, you can take that how you want. Let's see. I like your theory, and I believe Pac might have been down, but M is a hip-hop historian. No way he's going down in hip-hop history as the white boy dissing Pac. Why not? That would be more reason to go down in history as the white guy who disses Pac and possibly whoops his ass, because we've seen how he's done everything else. So with him being a hip-hop historian, he would know that if Pac is dissing him, he would have to respond. You can't have somebody who's arguably one of the greatest and best rappers of all time trying to diss you, and then you not saying nothing, and being a white boy on top of that and not saying anything. Yeah, I don't think so. Especially if we watch how Eminem's career has been over time. He's definitely the type that's gonna respond back, and he was hungry at that time, and he came up in battle rap at that time. And he's also had respect for other hip hop legends, and I'm pretty sure he would diss them as well too if they dissed him. You know what I'm saying? Like I just think, once again, I don't think that would apply. Damn, that's crazy. That shit just kicked me off the fucking internet. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that about a bitch? Well, we back, dog. So we hopping right back into Toy Soldiers as we are almost coming to the conclusion of the Eminem versus Benzino rap beef. Was it fair? Stay tuned. Let's see.
Boy, let's do something else.
I got this book. My dad gave it to me.
That'll always be eerie. That'll always and forever be eerie. Folks, I appreciate all that. That's mad love. I appreciate that, dog. Thank you, Knowledge. Thank you, Sam Snips. I appreciate it all. I appreciate it. We finally did it, Couch Gang. We finally did it. I'm going to be like Kamala Harris. We did it, Joe. We did it, y'all.
I'm supposed to be the soldier who never blows his composure. Even though I hold the weight of the whole world on my shoulders, I ain't never supposed to show it. My crew ain't supposed to know it. Even if it means going toe to toe with the Benzino, it don't matter. I never drag them in battles that I can handle unless I absolutely have to. I'm supposed to set an example. I need to be the leader. My crew looks for me to guide them. Something never just pop off. I'm supposed to be beside him. That job that I tried to squash it, it was too late to stop it. There's a certain line you just don't cross, and he crossed it. I heard him say Haley's name on the song and I just lost it. It was crazy, this wavy on some Jay-Z and Nas. And even though the battle was won, I feel like we lost it. I spent so much.
So the basic recap on this, where I left off at, was basically like he's rapping about being the main guy that's not supposed to blow his composure. He was going against, Benzino and the Source magazine, which, as I explained earlier before I cut it short, I feel like he didn't mention the Source magazine in this song because of just the things and the dealings that was going on with XXL, and he was more or less on the XXL side. So, what better way than to kill a dead dog and kick a dog while it's down and not to mention it and let it die slow. So not mentioning Source doesn't give the Source more power coming from Eminem's mouth, but mentioning Benzino is the sub way of mentioning it, but it doesn't give the Source names because he's not saying the name directly, because as you see now, a lot of people barely know who Benzino is unless it's tied to Eminem's name. But in this time, he can get away with it because people don't know necessarily he's connected with Source. Just look at him as another rapper that he's battling, especially if you're an Eminem fan and you're just not familiar, and Eminem was the reason why you started liking rap. So
Energy on it, honestly, I'm exhausted.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Sam.
I almost feel I'm the one who caused it. This ain't what I'm in hip-hop for. It's not why I gotten it. That was never my object for some.
And then that's another thing. He's in hip-hop for a reason, where he loved the culture. He loved the culture. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know that his words were going to be used as strength at the time, especially at this time. He's just now realizing all this because his stardom came on so fast. Like, he probably had the fastest and quickest fame rise in hip hop ever too, and that's in part because he's white as well too. And I think he'll tell you that. You know what I'm saying? So when he went from virtually nobody to a megastar and overnight, basically, that's a lot of weight to hold on your shoulders. And then you're in rap beef, and then on top of the fact that you're in rap beef with not only Benzino, you know what I'm saying, but you're in rap beef with something that you grew up reading, idolizing, dreaming to be in once you got into rap, and now you're battling against a machine that you didn't even picture yourself going against in, and knowing that you, and then also him saying that, from what I said earlier with Nail in the Coffin, he knew with everything he did in Nail in the Coffin, in hindsight, he destroyed something in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Whether he willingly wanted to do that or did it unwillingly, you know what I'm saying? Which I'm going to go say he did it unwillingly, but it was at the expense because Benzino was coming at him and it was just a casualty of war. But if he would have known that, he would be like, I wouldn't have gotten this shit for that. So I think that's where he's at as well too, on top of just, the saying of toy soldiers being toys in this game. We all get knocked down. We all get knocked off. And I explained some of this early on, but I just wanted to recap it a little bit.
Want to get killed? Why would I want to destroy something I helped build? That wasn't my intentions. My intentions were good. I went through my whole career without ever mentioning Suge, and that was just.
And I just love the fact that, and once again, I went through my whole career without ever mentioning Suge. And granted, it goes back to my theory and my question earlier, would Eminem and Pac been at odds as far as a rap battle goes? I personally think so, mainly because no matter what we heard after the fact, I think at this point, not this point because this is 03, but in that early phase of Eminem's career, I still think that Pac would have been signed to Death Row. You know what I'm saying? Because he was already, before he passed, he was talking about Death Row East and everything else. So I don't even understand how we gonna think that Pac wasn't gonna still be on that side and riding how he's riding, knowing that Dr. Dre is now Aftermath and doing his own thing and there's internal beef going on, and this is his main artist. Yeah, bro, they beefing, bro. And then Suge was riding around doing his thing. So this goes more into, I went through my whole career without ever mentioning Suge, which he did. It's just nobody knew yet at the time. But They dissing, dog. Tupac and M is going to throw back some records back and forth if we're going to put the timelines together and basing it off of this.
Out of respect for not running my mouth and talking about something that I knew nothing about. Frustrated told me stay out. This just wasn't my beef, so I did. I just fell back, watched and gritted my teeth while he's.
And to my theory, this would probably be the only reason why we wouldn't have seen any Tupac and Suge Knight, or sorry, Tupac and Eminem record exchanges because of that. But we're also playing into the fact that we're speaking on this as Pac isn't here as well in real time. You know what I'm saying? So this is a theory conversation, but we're also saying that Pac was around. You know what I mean? I think things would have been different, but it could have been the same because of this part right here too. Because even with Pac being around, I mean, Suge's even more around. And Suge's even more outside, so it would have been difficult. It would have been crunchy. So he, in that theory, he may have not have been dissing anybody. You know what I mean? Because that's when it's real. You know what I'm saying? When Pac and them was around, and Suge and them was around, the rap game was a little bit more real than what we see today. But still a good fantasy theory question to kind of put out there, just like a hip hop, you know, what if.
All over TV, now I'm talking to man who literally saved my life. Like, I understand.
But see here, that's the part right there as well too. Downplaying a man who saved his life, like effort, I understand. So it's like, would he have done it? Because he did it because John Irvin was doing it. You know what I'm saying? John Irvin was doing it. So why not that be Pac in that position? You get what I'm saying? Like, Pac was already doing it. He was calling him gay ass Dre. You know what I'm saying?
This here just isn't none of my business, but still knowing that it could pop off at any minute.
Let me know if it got a little glitchy over
Be
there.
a time when you could just say a rhyme and wouldn't have to worry about one of your people dying. But now it's elevated, cause once you put someone's kids in it, it just gets escalated. It ain't just personal, is it? It's a different ballgame. You call names and you ain't just rapping. We actually tried to stop the 50 and job beef from happening. Me and Dre had sat with him, kicked it and had a chat with him and asked him not to start it. He wasn't gonna go after him until Josh started gapping in magazines how we stabbed him. Fucking 50 smash him, mash him, and let him have it. Meanwhile, my attention's pulled in another direction. Some receptionist at the source who answers phone to this desk has an obsession for me and thinks that I'll be his resurrection. Tries to blow the dust off his mic and make a new record. But now he's the game up, cause one of the ways I came up was through that publication. The same one that made me famous. Now the owner of it has got a grudge against me for nothing. But that other sucker could get it too. But I'm so busy.
That whole fucking verse right here, man. Because remember, they was dealing with so much crazy beef at the time, bro. Like they was dealing with it from both angles. That's why it's funny when, you know, when I hear Ja talk about, well, I can't compare because you're dealing with the feds versus like just rap beef, but Ja will use that as a thing of like, yo, I was distracted. I'm like, well, shit, M was in like 2 different beefs, dog. He was at a couple of different beefs at the same time. So, but you know, once again, I think Feds is different. I think Feds is just dealing with that as a whole different thing. As some fucking little rap beef. So let me just take that back a little bit. But
until John started gapping in magazines how we stabbed him. 50 smash him, mash him, and let him have it. Meanwhile,
you know what's funny is that, you know, I love hearing shit back because even listening to talking about how we got stabbed, we talk about that studio incident, but then he's also talking about how he was beefing with Benzino, who Benzino gave 50 a ride to the hospital. So it's funny how all these people were intertwined and tied together, bro.
Tensions pulled in another direction. Some receptionist at the source who answers phone to this desk has an obsession for me and thinks that I'll be his resurrection. Tries to blow the dust off his mic and make a new record, but now he's the game up. Cause one of the ways I came up was through that publication, the same one that made me famous. Now the owner of it has got a grudge against me for nothing. That other sucker.
And you notice how.
But I'm so busy being pissed off, I don't stop.
And you notice how he's not even mentioning the magazine's name, so it's definitely because of that XXL stuff, and he's not trying to tie them two together. So he's just gonna say a receptionist at a magazine or whatever and shit like that.
We just inherited 50s beef with Murder Inc. He's inherited mine, which is fine. Ain't like either of us mine. We still have soldiers that's on the front line, that's willing to die for us as soon as we give the orders. Never to extort us, strictly to show they support us. And maybe shout them out in the rapper up in the chorus to show them we love them back and let them know how important it is to have Runyon Avenue soldiers up in our corners. The loyalty to us is worth more than any award is. But I ain't trying to have none of my people hurt or murdered. It ain't worth it, I can't think of a perfect way to word it than to just say that I love y'all too much to see the verdict. I'll walk away from it all before I let it go any further. But don't get it twisted, it's not a plea that I'm copping. I'm just willing to be the bigger man if y'all can quit popping off at your jaws with an knocking. Cause frankly I'm sick of talking, I'm not gonna let someone else's coffin rest on my conscience.
That's crazy in hindsight how you see how all this plays out. And it wasn't necessarily rap beef that took out his best friend, but losing his best friend literally like took him out the game for a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and had him fall back and just reflect on life and everything else and what's more important, and took him down a crazy spiral, which we're glad my man's came back, and you know he's stronger than ever, better than ever. But my man went through a lot of shit, bro. That's why I always be like, yo, if you can't respect Eminem as an artist, at least respect him as a man and a human being and shit when it comes to going through what he's going through, and respect the story that he's rapping about, because he's not just rapping about bullshit. You know what I'm saying? He's rapping about real personal struggles, and like at the end of the day, isn't that what we all get into rap and listen to hip hop for, is to hear another person's story and their perspective and what they've gone through, and maybe that might motivate us or we can relate to that. Not everything, like I said in the beginning of this, and to Benzino's point into this whole reaction, is like you would want to watch the game evolve. Like all struggle is the same struggle, whether it's from the hoods in a broken down neighborhood or whether it's from the suburbs in a home where things are happening behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they might have a wealth, but struggle is still struggle at the end of the day. I don't think, you know what I'm saying, there's different types of struggle, but it's struggle. You know what I mean? And I like how we try to move the goalposts for it, but Big L, Pop, Big, Bugs, former D12 member. Damn, that song's so fire, dog. And that song's super eerie, too. I wonder how Eminem feels today about that song, that music video. I'm pretty sure there's something out there where they've asked him that question after the time and when he made his return. And I just can't either remember off the top of my head, or I may have just, you know, missed it or whatever. But I definitely am curious to know how he feels about this song and that video after the fact, with just like the images, stuff like that. So that song is another 9 for me. That's another 9, and that's also just one of my favorite songs off of Encore. Not so much a diss, but a plea to stop beef. You know what I'm saying? A plea to stop beef a little bit. You know what I'm saying? If they stop, but if they ain't gonna stop, I'm here to do it. You know what I mean? But he was trying to send out his olive branch. I feel like Encore was definitely like a maturer phase of Eminem, even though he was going through what he was going through. You can tell there was like, because you know you have Yellow Brick Road off that album. You have this. I can't think of any other tracks off of that, to be honest. So maybe I'm kind of reaching a little bit, but I'll have to go back and further reflect. But just those two songs along, you can see where M's direction kind of was maybe heading as well, because there was a lot of things that happened with that album as well. But the next track we gonna get into is "Look Into My Eyes," which is a follow up, which is actually a response to this. It's a response to this, and it's a rather interesting response from Benzino in regards to this, because he took message to the song and remixed his song "Toy Soldiers" into his own rendition of basically like his story, you know what I'm saying, his story and shit like that. And as you see, "Look Into My Eyes," and this is off, and remember, this is off Arch Nemesis too, so this is like the final disses of the Eminem versus Benzino saga, and pretty powerful. Actually, I want to play the first song first, you know what I'm saying. We're gonna play "Built for This" first, because I think it's right. And this is a long battle cap.
You thought this was over? Nah.
Praying about Benzino, going to Eminem.
And I'm not stopping until I've accomplished what I've came here for.
Complete elimination.
It's about to be the death of Slim Shady.
Hey, we know where Eminem stole that title from. Ha 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 ha.
Over 2 years, he still can't face me. The shit you put up in the D was a slick move. Should've got Dave, cause now I'm gon' get you. And I ain't even press a button like I should. Double up on your security. Wish a nigga would try to run up to the station. And I be waiting there with fully automatic max running out of patience. You got a fucking nerve taking me to trial. What? For copyright infringement? You said it was a freestyle. And you not
And if you don't know what he's talking about right now, he definitely did this too. He definitely sued him for this. But you know, the backstory is that the people that he was rapping with sold him the tape, gave him the tape. But we obviously know why he wanted to suppress. Like, these were suppression moves, and rightfully so. We can't be mad. Well, I won't speak for everybody, but you can't be mad at Eminem for trying to suppress it at this time. You know what I'm saying? He was definitely trying to suppress these tapes. I remember in real time this shit actually happened. I was paying full attention to this, you know what I'm saying? So he definitely tried to do that, especially after it started gaining a little bit of traction. But then that shit, because he was pressing magazine issues with the CD in the magazine. You know what I'm saying? And then his age talk was different too. You know what I'm saying? It's very different different speculations on his actual age when he made the tapes. Once again, during this whole battle, Benzino has rapped nothing that has not been like relatable to what Eminem's career is and has been, you know what I'm saying, in this time. He's not like capping, as the kids would say today. He's not rapping bullshit. And as you see people because people always talk about fact checks and shit like that in rap battles. And if you fact check or check these, it's not like, let me say like these aren't facts, but you can see that these things come from something that are related to M. You know what I mean? Like, it's not made up. Let's put it like that, because I don't want to say facts like what he's saying and dissing, talking about the shit he's talking is facts. But he's pulling it from what y'all look for from real things. You know what I mean? He's flipping these things into a diss. And that's why I'm like, Benzino had the best one, because he's not pulling the lies like y'all be saying people be doing in battle raps now. He's not lying in anything in terms of just how he's saying it. So
never ever make a move with an empty gun. I go to war,
once again, never make a move with an empty gun. I think he went and pistol whipped the bouncer with an empty gun. You know what I'm saying? So
snipe you on the 50-yard line. Why you talking this way?
That's a fire bar a little bit too, because he did the interview with Sway. Not sure if it was on the 50-yard line, but he did the interview with Sway. Like, he's pulling from real things like you would expect somebody to do in battle rap.
fucking with Drake, it don't matter. Catch you at a show, you ain't built for battle. It was me that made you stop doing shows in the States. It was me that made the call to put Paulie on the tape. It was me that made your uncle put the burner to his face. You can run, but you can't hide. It was me, got your boy Bruce served in my name. It was me, struck a nerve when I said fuck hate. It was me, ultimately put an end to Slim Shady. You crossed the wrong motherfucker.
And like this hook is crazy too. It was me made you stop doing shows in the States. He was going overseas at that time too, so he's flipping that. But we're not saying that he stopped Eminem doing shows in the States. But once again, it just goes on to the flips on maybe the actions and things that you're doing. And Eminem was doing shows overseas, which probably a lot of rappers weren't doing at the time. So that's why it's easy for him to flip that. It was me that made the call to put Paulie, Paul Rosenberg on that. I love they call him Paulie too, which is crazy. Then he's getting more disrespectful because he's talking about his Uncle Ronnie. Then you can run, but you can't hide, find you. I don't know. Once again, what happened in Puerto Rico and Miami? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But we got a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that we don't know about. And maybe that's what he's talking about in Toys. Yeah, maybe that's what he's talking about in Toy Soldiers, dog. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some things happened in Miami with proof that was depicting the Toy Soldiers. I don't know. But that's how I'm looking at that, especially because he dropped this song in the Look Into My Eyes that we're going to get into right after he dropped Toy Soldiers. So I'm going to tie that in together as well, too. Then I struck a nerve when I said fuck Haley because he was the one. He basically threw the Haley shit out there in the disrespectful way that he did before anybody. And that's why Ja went the route that he went. You know what I'm saying? So once again, Benzino is definitely the blueprint for anybody that went out the window and dissed Eminem. Benzino provided the blocks. He provided the building blocks for it. Now, are people successful doing it? I don't think so. But this is why I say Benzino is Eminem's arch nemesis and the guy who had the best diss records, in my opinion, towards Eminem.
Paul told me on the celly Cali, you a lightweight. Steve Scout can never front cause he the same way. The whole circle's just a bunch of little bitches. Tap dancing niggas, weightlifting snitches. And I
talking about 50 and shit. That's 50. He's talking about D12 with the tap dancing niggas and weightlifting snitches as far as what 50 is. Because remember around this time too, they was talking about 50 was ratting and everything else after. Well, he snitched on Preem, but even more so, the shit that happened at the studio. They tried to say 50 was on the paperwork for that.
Sitting like a kid in Jimmy Slap. Machiavelli rolling over in his grave. And fucking up his music, the beats don't bang. And where's your girl Kim? I need to get my dick sucked. I heard she like coke, she wanna get a face fuck. But I ain't freaking with no trailer park trash. I'll leave that shit to you, Marshall Mathers. I'll pass. What's the...
That's crazy. He got real disrespectful again with Kim. Because he's bringing up the issues that she had with substance abuse and stuff earlier, and then saying that part she wants to get double left is wild too. You know what I'm saying? I just seen some wild things when people be talking about their girls. I see somebody else say sneak something. I was like, damn.
Use of having paper if you hide it. I can see the Source Awards, but missing at the Robin. How can you call yourself the #1 rapper? Double XL showing love to a cracker. It was me that stopped doing shows in the States. It was me that made the call to put Paulie on the tape. It was me that made your uncle put the burner to his face. You can run, but you can't hide. It was me, got your boy Bruce served in my name. It was me, struck a nerve when I said fuck hey. It was me, ultimately put an end to Slim Shady. You caused the wrong motherfucker and you paranoid. Heard up on the radio, you said you wanted squash beef. It's kind of funny, to me this shit was never beef. In Puerto Rico with the burners in hand, ran up on Green Lantern, he almost shit in his pants.
Bro, Benzino was not about rap in this whole battle on the low. Benzino was ready to take this shit to the streets at all parts, twists and turns of this rap battle. Like, he was about that other action. This was not wax action. This was street action. This was a street beef in Benzino's eyes, and M was just trying to rap.
Raise the white flag, I'm charging up the hill. Nail in the coffin, I'm impossible to kill. I'm your worst nightmare, the reaper in the flesh. It's a fight to the finish, a battle to the death. Dressing like a woman just to sell a few copies. Disrespecting Mike M, you get sloppy.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Out of all the moves Eminem did, when he dissed Mike, that's when the culture wasn't happening. I ain't gonna lie. I remember the only time they wasn't even mad at Eminem for the shit that Benzino was trying to expose him for, which was sick. You know what I'm saying? He was like, you know, the whole he's disrespecting black women and saying the N-word and had the racist tapes and stuff like that. Yo, hip hop and the black community wasn't even mad about that. But what he did with Mike, niggas was like, yo, nah, fuck that, fuck Eminem. I remember that. Like, it wasn't the other shit. It was all at the same time. But as soon as he dissed Mike, people was like, fuck that. I remember that. I remember. Let me know in the comments below and in the chat if y'all remember that time when Eminem dissed Mike. And that was the only moment I think hip-hop was mad at Eminem was when he dissed Mike. Let me know if y'all remember that.
To get your nuts up out of mouth, enough's a dick rider. How are these niggas out? And anybody else who wanna try to hold you, cause in all reality, you're the only toy sold.
Damn, he came at Angie Martinez. He also let him know. Fucking he's the only toy soldier and shit in this game. Like, yo, once again, Benzino was not done. He was not done. He kept going. And it's funny because M only dissed him twice. But then what's funny though, nah, I take that back. Because then even on Big Weenie, he dissed him on that. So once again, like I said, rappers be lying, yo. You know what I'm saying? Rappers be lying. Because even if you know, he said in the Angie Martinez interview that he wasn't going to diss this dude again, but he made Big Weenie. But then in hindsight, not even hindsight, in the same CD, but a few songs earlier, he had Toy Soldiers. So everybody was lying, dog. What's up, Jay?
Doing shows in the States, it was me. Make the Carter put Molly on the tape. It was me. Make your uncle put the burner to his face. It was me. Got the 40 who served in my hand. It was me. Struck a nerve when I said fuck him. It was me. Ultimately put an end to Slim Shady. It was me. Make you stop doing shows in the States. It was me. Make the Carter put Molly on the tape. It was me. Make your uncle put the burner to his face.
No. Stay tuned to that. I remember this version because I remember the end of that. Stay tuned to that. Big mixtape guy. Appreciate you, Joe. All right, so that was that song right there. And you know what's funny? I like that song better than Better Lose Yourself. And I give that one because I like the aggressiveness. You know what I'm saying? He's staying on the same points. That's the one thing I'll give Benzino throughout this whole diss is that he stayed consistent on his diss points. But I will say, though, he lost his battle a long time ago. And I think he knew that because that's why he just kept coming with tracks like that. I think he knew he lost the rap battle. But my man said, fuck the rap, nigga. I want to bring this to the streets. So let me know what y'all think about that song in the comments below. Let me know what y'all think about it in the chat as well. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe. I feel like I haven't said that in a minute since I've been fucking going at this rap battle recap for the last damn near 4 hours. This is crazy. I can't believe this is lasting this long. But, you know, I got a lot to say, and I like to fill in a lot of the gaps sometimes. As I keep seeing, a lot of people didn't know who Benzino was. People didn't know who, you know, people just didn't know certain things. But we're hopping into the last song of this battle, and this is like a conclusion to this battle right here. Like, this concludes it in the 2000 phase of it. Now obviously there was shit after and in between, whatever, but these were the main ones. So we got Look Into My Eyes. It's a response, a direct response to the Toy Soldiers music video and to Eminem's plea to squash the beef. But we gonna get into the songs, listen to the lyrics, talk about it. Not a diss. They both trying to, like, because they both at this, and this is why I call it Batman and Joker, dog, for real, because they both tried to do the squash the beef thing. They both tried it. You know what I mean? They both tried to squash the beef. You know what I mean? They both tried to make the songs kind of squashing the beef but dissing each other because they did that and then diss each other on, because both of them had two songs on the same CD. So this came out, Arch Nemesis came out in 04, I think, and Encore came out in 04. And this concludes my point even more now too, that I said that, because literally they both had two songs on the track, but they had one trying to squash beef, and then a few tracks later, they both just dissing each other. Now, I don't know how the tracks fall on this CD in particular. I just know those two songs off this album, I'm not going to lie. And once again, he timed it perfectly because he knew the promo we had to do. He was in the middle of a battle with Eminem, so he dropped his CD and it had those songs on it. And I literally went to go listen to him because I was like, I know this beef is still going. So I don't know what the track list order was. I don't know if Look Into My Eyes was first, and then he said I'll squash the beef. I feel like Look Into My Eyes was first, and then the other one was second because it just feels that way. But we'll see. Maybe I'll check it out. But we about to hop right into Look Into My Eyes. This is the final song to this rap battle recap. The final song, y'all. I repeat, the final song. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe. This will probably end at right about 4 hours too. It's crazy.
This was for the world. Yeah, my people, my people. You think you know me?
Yeah.
He's dead. He's dead. They killed him, Jimmy.
Calm down.
Calm down. What happened?
I told you this would happen. This shit is crazy.
Marshall,
I told you there was going to be some casualties here.
we have to look at this as a...
That's crazy. This man's playing a funny game right now. Playing a funny game, man. Playing a funny game. But it's crazy because he's got like the B Rabbit Eminem right now.
Sacrifice.
Yo, facts. This was definitely a YouTube doc.
You know, we're all right.
No, I want out.
I'm scared.
I've always been scared. This isn't me.
Look into my eyes and you will see my struggle, my pain, my life, my pain, and the things that made me who I am. There's no other place that I would rather be. Benzino. I didn't choose this life. This life chose me.
Yo, what's crazy is that this is probably like the best song Benzino has out of all of it, though. You know what I'm saying? Song. Because it's not really a diss, it's a song. And you got somebody singing on the hook. I like the flow on this, man. But I've always liked this song since I first heard it, though.
This was for the world. Yeah, my people, my people. You think you know me? You have no idea who I am. It's my story. It's not about the magazine, no. It's about my baggy jeans and my brains and my
None of that.
money now. None of that. Just like you know. Just like it wasn't long ago when it all began. Standing in the graveyard while they buried my man. That's when I first understood how this game is played. Either kill him, quit, or you might get played. The beam never was that big.
That's facts, though. You know, the funny thing is that a lot of people that probably dislike Benzino just probably ain't from the streets or don't understand the streets or don't understand how things go. So that's why I just be like, I get it, you know what I'm saying, from people that just don't fuck with him like that. But I'm like, nah, he raps from a perspective that only a certain people that have been around and been in that type of, like, he a real OG too. Like, he been around from before a lot of people's times when they were born. So it's a different lifestyle and shit, because a lot of people really ain't been outside like that. And I'm from around the same areas and stuff like that. So I know this nigga been through some shit though, for real. The internet may try to, you know what I'm saying, say other things and display it in another way and everything, but everybody know, you know what I'm saying, but the internet is a way to play games, so. My God, Kool-Aid, what's up, baby? Man, Archie, dog, what's the word, dope? Appreciate it, y'all, appreciate it.
I'm getting money on my block all night. Running with a bunch of born to fight. Boston was the first on the east to really bang out. Hit the streets while the automatics rang out. Look into my eyes and you will see my life, my pain, and the things that made me. There's no other place that I would rather be.
See, right now, Zeno giving you a real Boston street story right now too. Things that was going on around the neighborhood. That's why I think this song's kind of fire too.
The almighty storms, we the hardest click around. Jewelry was heavy, 1230 thick. Artillery was heavy, Jake steady on my. And I'm squeezing all types of whatever. Moms keeps crying, but that's the life of thugs. And that's the life I love. I'm addicted to it. Street life, real thug. Making rap music. I met Dave at the radio. He cool. Started the Source Mag. Always had to be in school. It was one piece of paper, then it.
Notice how I said the hip hop Bible in there. It was flashing real quick. I think it's right here, but.
Street life, real thug. met Dave at the radio. He cool.
Yep. Bible of Rap is what it says. A little blurry, but it says Bible of Rap.
Started the Source Mag, always had to be in school. It was one piece of paper.
Then it turned into a book.
But I had my own paper because my block was a look. I caught a couple of bids. I'm fighting court cases. It was news at 11 or in the newspapers. Investigation federal. I knew it from the start. I knew the jealousy and envy tore my crew apart. Look into my eyes and you will see my life, my pain, my life, my pain, and the things that made me.
That's crazy. You see that Eminem Source magazine there? You see the Eminem Source magazine? Right there, you see it, you see it, you see it. That's when he had the cast on and everything. I love it, dog. I love the imagery here, B. Blurry as shit, but I see it. Bible of Rap, Source magazine, Eminem in there. Then burn it.
Or get it off your mother
and earn it.
I moved to New York, it was time to make it happen. Dave is my dog and yeah, Zeno still rap. I walk through the valley of death with no fear. I'm holding Dave down till it's out of here. I breathe for my deceased, holding in. Exhale all the anger that I'm holding within. Too many people in my life never coming back. Never with promise, only with standing
that.
You good? A box of ammunition. That's all I really need for me to carry out a mission. If Eminem wanna
squash beef, tell him, call me.
Need him anywhere. He can bring it so long. The day will soon come when the world will recognize Zeno is the realest since Pac's been alive.
It's funny, everybody want to be Pac, dog. Everybody always wants to be Pac, man. That's crazy, man. It must be something about Pac, man, that everybody wanted to be as real as Pac, even though Pac wasn't even the real gangster. He was just him, but, you know, I guess that's why. But, you know, I always feel funny about that one, but I respect it. You know what I'm saying? I'm always going to respect it, but I just always felt indifferent about it for some reason based off just what I feel like I keep learning about Pac. But, yeah. Zeno, man. Zeno's rapping here, and it's funny. They both was on they...
Done.
What up, Matt? Or Mo? Matt? Matt? My bad. All right, man. All right. Shit, man, that was fucking long. Damn, that was a long video, dog. That was a fucking Beto documentary on rap beef, man. That's crazy. This is a Beto doc right now, man. Y'all got put onto a Beto doc right there. I did not expect this shit to go 4 hours thick. And I apologize. I apologize for going 4 hours thick. I seriously thought that we was gonna bang this out in an hour and a half, 2 hours at best. 4 is crazy. But I guess that was a lot of song, a lot of meat to add to that. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of meat to add to that. So I guess that's just how it's gonna go. But I ranked that song because it's not much of a diss versus, like I said, it was the apology songs from both parties. And I'm going to give that song overall, I'm going to give it a 9/10. Because I liked it. You know what I mean? I liked the hook on the song. I liked what Benzino had to say. And Benzino, what I've learned recapping and revisiting this battle is that at least the nigga consistent. You know what I mean? At least homie's consistent. At least he's like, you know, he stands on what he believe in with it. And I can do nothing but respect that. I can respect people that stand on what they believe in, even if I feel that they may be wrong. I can at least respect that he stood on it. You know what I'm saying? He stood on it all the way through, 20 years later. But even in the tracks, he did not try to, he doubled down on everything. You know what I mean? And that's why it goes back to my defense on Benzino was Eminem's best opponent in a rap battle. I'm gonna stand on that. The battle stands for itself. You know what I'm saying? I broke that down to the best of the abilities and to the best of my knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to do things off of pure hip hop knowledge and being around. Some things may be off with dates. Some things may be just inaccurate because I can't remember everything. But for the most part, everything was pretty accurate with the information. You can probably watch anybody else's stuff that covers the whole battle. You can probably watch anybody else's. Y'all know, I think that might have been some glitchy stuff. I see what y'all are saying right now. But I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of what I just did. That battle was great. Was the battle fair? I don't think so. I mean, as many songs as Benzino put out compared to, the songs that Eminem put out, which was 2 of them. He had 2 to Benzino's 6, but Eminem's 2 songs alone destroyed homie's whole rapper existence. So obviously I think Eminem won the battle. This wasn't really a reaction to that. It was just going down the revisitation of who's giving Eminem the best battle. You know what I'm saying? Who gave Eminem the best diss tracks as far as because in 2025 we base disses off of facts. You know what I'm saying? Facts and accuracy of what that person's trying to say. Now, I guess when it comes to Benzino, it's just his raps suck, which they, in my opinion, clearly they don't. You know what I'm saying? Clearly the raps don't suck, because if they did, we wouldn't have been doing this shit for 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have been able to do that shit for 4 hours. But, you know what I'm saying? He covered all points that you would want a rapper to do when they're dissing your guy. You know what I mean? Like, did it hit? I think so, because it caused Eminem to respond. You know what I mean? They hit because Eminem responded. If they didn't hit, he wouldn't have responded. And then in the result, Eminem ended up crumbling the Source magazine with just exposing all the stuff that was going on, and while promoting their competitor. So this was a battle that was kind of bigger than rap. You know what I mean? At the time, this battle was low key about magazine superpowers and monopolizing the game a little bit, because once that battle happened, there was no more Source magazine not too long after that. I mean, Source magazine had a good 5-6 year run after that. You know what I mean? And that's after it was being the Bible of rap. You know what I'm saying? How does something that you call the Bible of rap just get straight thrown to the side like that? You know what I'm saying? So that's where I think even with Toy Soldiers, I don't know, I've never watched anybody's reactions to Toy Soldiers. I've never heard anybody break Toy Soldiers down, but I think that's possibly why Eminem said what he said in Toy Soldiers, like, this ain't what I got in hip hop for, and then because he's mentioning battling the Benzinos and everything as well too. So obviously he's not saying he's getting into it for rap battles and stuff too, but I think it was deeper than that, because he knows the part that he played in the demise of the Source magazine, but because Benzino was the person that was just in the way and causing things to happen how they happened. So I think that's where we like conclude at. You know what I mean? I think that's where we conclude at the end of the day. I know this is a long 4 hours. I didn't expect it to be that. I was gonna come in, I had a whole playlist, but I knew I had this going too. I was supposed to do this the last live, but remember, when I was trying to do this last live, my computer was not allowing me to even play the songs. Like, they were shutting my lives down, they was blocking me, they was doing all sorts of wild stuff. So we couldn't get it off. So I was kind of making up for lost times, and it looks like I'm gonna be making up for a couple. 'Cause I'm gonna be on tomorrow. I don't got my car again. I don't got really much to do. I'm just doing the gym and everything else. So I'm definitely about to be back on tomorrow in the daytime too. We gonna be on in the daytime, so that requires me to go to bed. I know Ashley was supposed to be in here earlier, and I was supposed to be doing something, but I think we had lost communication lines a little bit, and I was supposed to react to something, but I don't think I got the brain power for that. I've been talking for fucking 4 hours straight now. I'm dead. It's been a long day at work. With my longer shorts today, Crow. But even if they aren't the longer shorts, we're always protected. Do you know I got bit by a dog today, guys? A fucking dog nipped at me today.
Yo, I go by the name of Pharrell from the Neptunes, and I just want to let y'all know I'm your pusher. The world is about to feel something that they never felt before. Come on. From ghetto to ghetto, the backyard to yard, I sell it whip on whip. It's off the hard. I'm the neighborhood pusher. Call me subwoofer, cause I pump bass like that, Jack. On or off the track, I'm heavy cuz ball to your fathers, you could dump to the Fetty Gov. Sorry my love, but I'm seeing through these eyes. Benz convoys with the wagon on the side. Only big boys keep deuces on the ride. Gucci Chuck Taylor with the dragon on the side. Man, I make a buck, why scram? I'm trying to show y'all who the fuck I am. The Jews is flirting, be damned if I'm hurting. Legend in 2 games like I'm Pee Wee Kirkland. Platinum on the block with consistent hits, while Pharrell keep talking this music. I'm the baker's man. I bake them cakes as fast.
Alright, Matt Dog, take it easy, my man. What song you talking about, Knowledge? Cause I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna probably have to load those up for tomorrow. As Crow sees, I'm doing hers too. I got like 2 of hers that I gotta do as well too. I gotta do 2 of her joints. We just over here trying to set up that watch for later. Damn, and it's 1 o'clock. Ain't that about a bitch? See, look what I was supposed to do today. I was supposed to get to Tom McDonald, Harry Mack, Jid's bonus song that wasn't on the fucking CD. Beat Pella House dropped yesterday. Caitlin Curtis dropped a couple hours ago. Prof, you know what I'm saying? Harry Mack again. John fucking Bell. I had a list of shit, dog. I had a list of fucking shit, and then this fucking beef took over everything because I'd be playing fucking makeup all the goddamn time. Ain't that about a bitch? I got too excited in Eminem Benzino beef, man. So now I gotta reorganize this setup list now. What motherfucker? What's the song title, Knowledge? Oh, it's Can Concepts. Is he in? That sounds crazy. Is he in the chat? Can afford it if he's in the chat, but I also wanna be in good energy to do it. I wanna be actually like awake and like more lively when I do it. So I'm more 50-50 on it right now. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm looking for the link so I can load it up for my watch for later though. I almost didn't think you was here.
May I have your attention, please?
Alright, yeah. It was only two joints, right, A? I see 2 links that I just clicked on just now. And now it looks like that's just about it. Which one's the first one? Which one's the first one, Ash? I'm gonna be back on tomorrow, so I'm gonna be probably back home from the gym around 12. I might be doing something after real quick that'll last till about 2. You know what I'm saying? But then if not, I'll probably be on after the gym. But if not, it'll be 3. Yawning's contagious. Yawning is contagious. But the last song of the night is gonna be Eminem or Chris Webby featuring Eminem and Ren Optimus Prime. Or see, you sure you want me to do this right now, Ashley? Optimus Rhyme. Nah, I feel like I really want to do this shit tomorrow. No, I'm gonna do them now. But I want to give my best reaction. I want to do my best reaction for it. I'm gonna save it because I wanna have my best reaction forward while I do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like tired and dead in the face, and just be brain spent out, because that's also what it is. My brain is fried again. So I like to give my full commentary on what we're listening to versus my tired brain commentary. Plus, he's not in. No pause. Oh, shit. What up, Carol? Okay, he passed back out. Then I don't feel as bad, because then it's 5 a.m. there. Oh yeah, it's late as fuck. So if it's 5 a.m. there, he's a little bit ahead. Okay, so he'll be awake when I'm on and doing this again, and I'll do his song because I wanted him to see it. That was the main thing too. I was like, I know I'm in the middle of this rap beef recap, so it's gonna be tough for me to get to that. And I just didn't know it was gonna go into 4 fucking hours, but I guess that's what happens, I guess, right? And I'd be talking a lot, but it was fun. I'm doing all right. I'm tired of shit now. I got bit by a dog earlier, but otherwise I'm cool. I don't know how I feel about it. Homie made me mad about that shit. But, you know. Shit. Okay. Yeah, I'm like annoyed about that. Shit pissed me off. That was like literally I walked out my house this morning, took about 25 steps, and I got bit. You know, that's the funny thing. I didn't get bit crazy, but like it definitely nicked me. It nicked at me, and it went through my jean. But like, that's what I was wondering. I was like, yeah, like should I? Should I like go to the doctor? Cause I didn't do anything. I was so fucking mad that like I was like this little fucker just nipped at me, and like it actually fucking nipped me, like it nipped me and I felt it in me. Like I'm still like I'm looking at my leg right now. Like it left a little mark. You know what I'm saying? It left a little mark on my leg, like a little mark. So that when it broke the skin. I say it pierced it. Like when I say like you know there's like a little black like dot, but I didn't bleed. You know what I'm saying? Like it was through my jeans, but he got me though. The little fucker got me. Yeah, it was a little fucker. Little foo-foo motherfuckers. And I definitely said ow too. Like I said ow. So I don't know how much that goes for, but it happened. I said ow, and I kind of like little kicked at the little fucker. And I left it at that. I mean, yeah, like it didn't like bite the shit out of me. It nipped at my shit and it got me. Like I had jeans on, so I feel like if I didn't have jeans on though, it definitely would have broke the skin and like fucked me up. But it nipped me through the jean. It gave me like a nice little dot. You know, like one of them blemish dots and shit. And that's that. And trust me, I don't like around my neighborhood right now, like I don't really fuck with dogs like that. Like at my complex, like there's a lot of just like careless dog owners, and for me, I like dogs, but I don't fuck with dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like if I don't know your dog, I just probably won't fuck with it. So in this case, I don't know these people's dogs, so I fucking hate them. And getting nipped like I did today, and then a couple of days before that, I was walking into my apartment, and like there's a little like area where the grills and shit is at and everything. And when I was walking in, this lady who has a pit bull, and it looks like an aggressive pit bull, had her dog out there, and like it was on a leash, thank God, because if it wasn't, I would have had to pew it. And she was like looking away, and I'm walking in, and like you know the dog's posture is already like I'm about to woof, what's up, I'm ready to play. So I'm like, well, I gotta walk into my apartment complex, so like you know I guess this is just how it's gonna go down. And my thing wasn't on me, so like you know, this would have not turned out good in my favor. But, you know, ever since then, I've literally, like, I got it with me every time for that reason, because I'm not playing with these dogs. So, like, you know, I walk and the dog's like, oof, you know what I'm saying, and growled and did all that shit. He pulled the lady off the chair there and there, and that's the only way she knew, like, her dog was on attack mode. And I'm sitting here, and I just stopped because I'm like, I'm not about to walk forward, and you're not looking, and your dog's on some, like, I'm ready to attack you shit. So I just kind of looked at her, and I'm just like, you know, I didn't even say shit. I'm just like, this is what we doing? You know what I'm saying? It was one of those, you know, like, you got this fucking dog, and you're not even paying attention with, like, it's not even supposed to be in this area first and foremost. That was a big part too. Like, there are so many signs that says no dogs allowed in this area that I'm like, this is what I'd be fucking talking about. So then, you know, a little bit after that, you know, that's when I get fucking nipped by this little fucking foo-foo dog, and now I'm just like, see, third time's a charm. So like, somebody's dog is getting pew-pewed, and I'm not even gonna feel bad about it because nobody knows how to like maintain their fucking dog. You know what I'm saying? And I'm only saying that because they're attacking me. Do I want to pew-pew someone's dog? No. But if you don't know how to control your big ass fucking aggressive looking ass dog, or in fucking the little foo-foo ones, I'm kicking that shit. But if you don't want to fucking control your little fucking beast of dogs and have these little aggressive fuckers under control, I'll control it. We'll exterminate them, get them the fuck up out of here. Cause I don't play that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like when dog owners have dogs and they don't know how to control their fucking animals. Control your animals, dog. A dog is a big responsibility outside of your home. But then again, I live in a place where these motherfuckers be letting the dogs piss in the elevators and not wipe it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, these dogs just be doing they have their dogs doing the dumbest shit. Like, they have them shitting outside in the areas where we grill and chill out and shit. And then, like, nobody picks it up. So I fucking hate this place. Now you're getting another rant about just where I live at right now. I fucking hate it here sometimes, dog. Like, these motherfuckers, somebody's dog's gonna get it, dog. Because nobody, like, is really paying attention to what their dogs do. They just think their dogs can just run around and do shit. Like, somebody's dog already killed some other dog here, too, at the dog park. So that can tell you what goes on and the aggressiveness of these dogs. And it's all people that have no idea how to, like, maintain their dogs. I'd probably say 2% of the people that live here actually know how to control their dog. It's insane. But with all that being said, because, you know, I like to chat a little bit. I don't just, you know, I'm not one to really just be like, all right, I'm out of here, peace. But, you know, I'm leaving it at a good mark right now, and I'm definitely about to be all right, peace. You know why? Because it's at the 420 mark. And you know what I like about 420 is that's a great number. So while it's still at 420, this is where I'm leaving it at. Y'all have a great rest of y'all night, a great weekend, and a great evening, great morning, wherever you guys are at. I will definitely be back tomorrow on the live, covering all the songs that y'all left me here, because we did not expect for that to go 4 hours. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe. I appreciate you guys sliding through. I appreciate the donos for the congratulations, and I appreciate the dono requests as well too. You know, we get right back to those as well. Today was just a one-off of the mill because we did not expect Eminem versus Benzino to go that long. But we're out of here. Peace. So it can be 420. Ah!